I just couldn't take another burp.
My stomach hurts.
How do you be people?
We haven't been outside our
How
house
do we
in
do
4
it? I
weeks.
don't know how to people anymore.
But you haven't been outside your house in 4 weeks. Some of us have lives.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like we had to take the 4 weeks off because some people had things to do. Rest of us just evolved into blobfish. It took a lot of effort to put clothes on and be outside and here right now. Are we human?
Or are we dancing? No, it's not. There's no S on the
No,
end.
it's just, are we dancing?
Are we dancing?
Sunday, why
It
is
infuriates me. Dungeons and Dragons time.
Whatever.
D&D time. Shut up.
Careful, don't push the gas out too quick.
I need a
Careful with
tissue.
it.
Go and take 5 minutes if you need 5 minutes. Thomas,
Yeah?
you're the most with it at this point. Take us
how?
away.
Impressive.
Azaria, I've got something in my mouth.
Honestly, I'd rather deal with that right now.
Azaria. Hi.
Cause just shoveling worms in his mouth.
Gummy worms.
Sorry. We went past a mud patch on the way here.
This is what you got.
Yeah. It's good. That's
I
good.
haven't eaten since we got back from. Hi, sorry. How are things going on the Astoria?
So you make your way and you would probably follow it.
Wait, is she not there?
Well,
just
I'm saying
talking to a
this is how you get. This is how you got to it. This is how you got to it. You probably would have followed packs of skeletons that are like carrying things here and there. And eventually, when you follow one of these packs of skeletons, they lead you to one of these like workshops, like these kind of like workbench areas that Azaria has kind of commandeered with all sorts of arcane sigils and things all around. And when you walk in, she would probably be in the process. She has like a large crystal, and she's in the process of inscribing like runes into it and then seeing what they do when she like activates them. And occasionally, like you probably walk in as it starts levitating. The man who was having a go at me for burping just let out the loudest sneeze.
I tried to suppress it. I don't need it.
It's almost like you can't.
Man, it was more for me. It's like, please don't burp in because I can't handle it.
Okay. We
Podcast
follow.
the
listeners,
quietest
Rhiannon-
sneeze I've done in a
Rhiannon
while.
It was
is
the quietest
absolutely
in a while.
gone. Like Rhiannon and Kim are facing the walls now.
We follow the skeletons.
Yeah, and you find her like working on this crystal, and she actually finishes inscribing this thing, touches it. The crystal starts levitating, vibrating aggressively, and then she quickly like touches it again, and it settles back down. And then you see she's like, oh, that doesn't work. Goes back to it. Oh,
You do
Hello, my
know
dear.
what you're doing, right, Azaria?
as far as much as can be considered, yes, but all progress in the magical field requires experimentation.
And what are you hoping to achieve? Just so we know how far this could go wrong.
Well, this particular specimen, this is one of the crystals that they use to create the large-scale environmental shielding here on the Astoria.
Okay.
I'm trying to test it and see its limitations and how movable it can be when inscribed onto a new source.
Great. Did you receive a message from Danica? Or anything like that regarding our ideas about the Astoria and Horizon and the merging/separation?
I think that some messenger came by to inform me of something, yes, but I disregarded it for later. I will. Once I've finished here, I tend to go over my messages from the day in the evenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all going well then?
It seems to be progressing well. Yes, this ship that you've given me access to is full of wonderful mysteries and secrets and arcane formula that I've never encountered in all of my years.
Is
It's fascinating.
Is the amount of presents you're giving right now exactly the same as the amount of presents you gave to the messenger? I'm just wary of how much is actually sinking in right now. You seem very lost and separated from the world right now.
Yes, I have stopped sleeping and
Oh,
eating.
Okay.
I've been using spells to provide me nourishment, so I am perhaps a little more distracted than normal, but it's all just so fascinating. There's so much to be done.
Would you like any food? I can send you like rummages in her bags and like.
Oh no, I
find
feel
snacks
that
for
if
you?
I ate something now, I would most likely be very violently ill. I've sort of become quite accustomed to nourishment gained from spells now.
Interesting.
She does definitely look thinner and gaunter
Right.
than she did.
I don't think that
But
will.
doesn't seem to have hindered her energy or mind. She's,
Well, I'm glad that you have plenty to be getting on with, especially with the Astoria now.
so busy.
Well, our plan before you read your messages of the evening. Why would you do that now? And look at me.
That was Coke can.
Sorry,
Right.
there's that one of the undead over there
Quill.
has a worm attached to him.
Well, you've had enough worms today.
I've only had like 3.
Anyway, sorry
Yeah,
about
I
that.
am Zen.
Sorry, Perel.
Lucius Elenesto.
I've got the hat on.
Yeah.
So, we just want to inform you so you're not wasting any time.
Good. Yes, that's
Our
very good.
plan is to keep Horizon and the Astoria separate, but both be spacefaring entities.
Yes. To replicate the Astoria's planar transportation magic to Horizon. Interesting. A large-scale task. Yes.
I know you've been thinking about the possibilities of combining the two, using the Astoria's ability.
It was an idea that we entertained. Yes.
But I'm just making sure that we focus on the path of separation.
Very good. Allow me just to. And she will wave her fingers, and there is a kind of flicker as a skull with glowing flame in its eyes, and its mouth kind of appears. Like,
Yeah, current mistress.
Wow.
Okay, yes.
That was me last week.
take a note, my dear, that we are to keep Horizon and the Astoria separated, and instead we are applying the planar transportation system to Horizon. We will need to conjure more labor.
Very good mistress.
Where? Okay, yeah, there it is. That's what I was.
Yeah, okay.
Knew something was missing.
Did someone say a joke? What? Did you laugh? Joke?
Yeah.
No, it's the skull.
Oh, it's quite insane.
Is it? Seems quite jolly.
Yes, very, very. They love it. They love the eternal, undying servitude that is forced upon them.
Forced. Okay. Now, where are you getting all of this labor from?
Graveyards, mainly.
Okay.
And are there any ethical considerations with Horizon, or where you're getting the grave?
I'm not taking them from Horizons.
Where are they coming from?
From the lowlands, somewhere. I have them brought in for me, the remains.
Ayla's not here, is she?
No.
No,
No, okay,
'cause I
good.
don't want to reply.
That's good though. She didn't need to hear that.
All right.
Has that been okayed with anybody? Are you using, family members?
Are they ethically sourced?
I don't know. I pay someone to acquire them for me.
Who?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Why would I know? Why would I care?
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
They are just bones in the ground. It's not like I've not killed anyone to obtain them.
No, but you are sullying the memory of them and the living members that would be
Oh.
related to them.
I
if
don't
they were
understand.
okay, you don't understand. I think we all understand.
We're all on.
If we saw walking cadavers of our people that we care for,
Well, they don't see them. These are from who knows where, but there's none of their family would be here on the Astoria. They would not witness any of
I
the
think
labor.
the Astoria will move around a lot, though.
I don't. Well, to be fair, I don't think they'll recognize them.
is this a temporary thing?
Yes. I will not keep them animated. Once their use has been completed, I will make sure that the remains are properly sent back and reburied wherever they need to be reburied.
Okay.
Okay. And this
That's
person you pay, granted you don't know, the graves themselves, they're not left
Open?
open, are they?
Well, I have no idea. I am not a gravekeeper. I do not guard it. I don't know. I would imagine that if whomever is being paid for these services is professional enough to clean up after themselves, as one would expect of any sort of service provider.
Could we get a rough figure of how many labor force you have
Oh,
and are willing to get?
Hastings. The Flame Scott's like, yes, mistress. How many bodies have we acquired? Approximately 600.
600.
God. That's a lot of.
It's a lot of.
Is that not excessive?
Well, the ship is a very large ship, and
big ship.
Horizon is a very large city.
Big city.
Amongst all the guardians and also the
The population of
dwarves.
living to undead must be almost half and half.
No, nowhere near. No, I think you underestimate the size of this place and the city. 10, 20,000 amongst Horizon. 600 is but a paltry sum.
Do they all require your power to?
No,
keep them
I could not
sustained?
maintain that many all at once myself. I've developed a ritual. It is only temporarily binding. Simple tasks. I cannot command them as I would if I were to create some right here before you with my own magic. Mainly to carry things or to inscribe simple runes where they are required. Build things.
Now, the deposit
Yeah.
to change subjects.
Yeah.
We gave you that,
Yeah.
and we know exactly why we did,
Yes.
which was
Or to keep in case you required any magical enhancements or relics to be made for you. Or
for us.
purchased,
Yeah, like I said,
Purchased.
like-
as well as
Down
for
payment.
your airship as well. But you are still to require me the elemental or the powerful magical essences for your engines.
two
Yes.
of opposing forces.
Yeah,
As the work continues on your storm chase, now that you have brought it back, I can continue working on the various systems. But until we have those essences, I'm afraid I will not be able to fully power it.
Is there potential
Yeah.
that the things you've learned from the Astoria could be applied to the Storm Chase?
Oh, most certainly. I intend on using much of what I've learned from the Astoria to enhance the main cannon that I believe I was working for, your powerful weapon. But in terms of the engines, I'm afraid not. It will still, even the Astoria itself, I do not know what this goddess Velena did, but whatever energy source she has used, it is a similar concept, but far beyond my understanding. Horizon is different. There are numerous elemental engines built into Horizon currently, and they are fueled, recharged, if you will, by Danica's seemingly unending source of magic. I really must learn how. at some point.
Yeah.
But yes, for your ship, I would still require powerful magical spirits. Do not keep in mind, you do not need to go out and find the most powerful. It is just simply that the more powerful spirits you can acquire and the more in sync they are, the greater the results.
Right. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Any other matters before we let Azara get back to her very important work?
So busy.
We heard that the you are, well, I say attempting. It sounds like you're successful in replicating the Twin Star to some degree.
Yes, quite fascinating after you very kindly let me study it for so long. Yes, the pilot Thalia, I believe. She and I have developed a system. We've had to scale it down. The Twin Star is a very large vessel capable of storing transport and many individuals. We are not able to replicate it to such a size, not with the scale of engines that we are able to build here. We are only able to conjure and use small elemental creatures or astral essences. But yes, we are able to produce a fleet, a small number of them at least.
And are they able to traverse the astral sea?
No. They would have to. We believe that using the Astoria's storage, we would be able to house them within the Astoria. Then, if the Astoria were to become under attack in astral space, they would be able to traverse astral sea locally, but they would not be able to go beyond. They would not be able to enter the the river Styx and the infinite staircase.
Short flights.
Yes.
Understood.
Interesting.
I believe Thalia referred to it as a sort of what did she call it? Mutt fighting, dog fighting, sort of fighting other smaller vessels.
Right. Okay. Yes. And that makes
Point defense.
Do we actually know if, like, Starbane Valkyrian Empire have those kinds of small
Yeah,
vessels as well.
you actually encountered them on the Twin Star, not Valkyrian ones, but you have seen similar small ships.
Okay.
But you know that like the Mind Flayer pirates and stuff like that use them, and like
Okay.
definitely
I
been
imagine
attacked
like
by
Thalia has
Gith,
seen it as
Gith,
well.
Gith Yankee sent like smaller fighters after you and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are definitely smaller vessels, and you know in classic sci-fi trope, big ships fight big ships. Big ships can't hit little ships. Like the main weapons on like the Astoria and Horizon won't be able to target like smaller airships and smaller. Yeah, they're like they fire too slow, they aim too slow. So that's why you have to have smaller vessels, and also your deck crew will be armed with weapons to like take pot shots and things like that. So
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. How many of these smaller ships have you created so far?
I believe we've only managed to replicate about 4 or 5 at the moment. The aim is to create 12 of them.
Okay.
Wow,
2 squadrons, I believe that Thalia referred to them as.
it's an impressive number. 12.
We are building them. They will be, they will not be as fast and as agile as the ships that Thalia has encountered elsewhere in astral space, but we believe that we can make them sturdier and reinforce them with some of the same environmental shielding that we have here to provide a sort of way of deflecting magical energies, similar to the Astorias and the Twin Stars shielding systems.
Okay. And will we need to source some kind of 12 ships, you say, single person? Will we need to find 12 people to...
I believe Thalia is already working with that, the various guardians, but also volunteers from the city. And,
She's been training people.
Oh, okay. Wow. That must be a massive shift for them.
Yes, well, I think that she's recruiting from orcs who are sailors on the sea, so there are some similarities, but also airship pilots and navigators and the like. They have taken to it a little bit quicker than most would. Some of them, however, are completely new. They are people who worked on farms and blacksmiths and the like, but people who are brave. They know that it is a very dangerous role that they are taking on.
Thalia's amazing.
She sounds pretty good.
Very unique individual. I was very surprised to learn of the transformation of between her previous form and this magical fey essence that she carries. Most fascinating.
How did she respond when you said you wanted to study her?
Oh, she seemed quite flattered.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Thalia can hold her own.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I mean, I can't think of anything else. Just wanted to check in.
If you find any Solvin relics aboard the ship,
Like, as a note, whenever Thalia looks at Sentry, it's just like eyes go wider, like, yeah.
You mean Azaria?
Azara,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, yeah.
Azara's eyes are just like,
Hello.
yes.
My favourite test
magic
subject.
thing, yes, I wish. Let me get them phalanges in there. Like,
so if you find any Solvin relics, could you put them in just in a secure place for me?
oh well, I believe that most of the things that have been accounted for, the maidens have, they are either parts of the ship or that they are stored in secure areas. I've been studying some of them, but the maidens keep them in various places around them. They have historical importance, I'm led to believe.
Yes, I'd like to use them to make something.
Well, speak with the maidens, my dear. They're keeping them in various places. If there is anything you are looking for in particular, I may be able to help you.
Thank you. Just anything left behind, like old weapons, mostly metal things, really. Swords,
Okay.
shields.
Yes, I believe that there is armories aboard the Astoria, many armories, equipped ready with ranks and racks of weapons and armor. Some of it appears to almost be Magitech in nature, but more arcane, less technological. Very fascinating, this work of Solvin and this Queen Guinevere. I did not know much about her until now, but I'm fascinated.
Oh, good. She would have loved to have heard that.
Good. When will you be coming by again, Sentry?
Well, I think it's about that time again. We should let you get back to work.
Yes, what a shame. Yes, too much to do. So many things I would like to investigate. But yes, thank you.
It's okay.
Hastings, see them out.
We know the way out. It's fine. we can figure it out. Thank you,
Hastings.
Yeah.
And then it,
What a jolly soul.
600 plus.
I really hope that's not going to become a problem.
Wow, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh,
Maybe.
The saviors of Erois using
Necromancy.
Who's been, using.
Not just a normal
these other
necromancer.
lifestyles.
Very much a necromancer is trying to become a lich as well.
Yeah.
She was definitely looking more lich-like, by the
Yeah.
way.
Start
Well,
looking for her
mending.
phylactery. Let's just file that under problems to deal with once we've saved the world or the world has been eaten by Hadar.
Once we've run out of things to sate her. Because then she's gonna,
She didn't even want a snack. Most people love a snack.
Some people who are kind of like on the voyage to become the living undead, food is the first thing that goes.
Very bottom of the list priority, that.
That's worrying.
it's low on mine now after all the worms.
I mean,
I'm good.
I thought about it on when I was pulling all-nighters in the study halls, but
What? Becoming a
a-
lich?
yeah. But I
Sorry?
quite like flesh on my fingers, not bones.
Oh, you've tried it, I suppose.
No, I'm just.
I mean, you had the hand at one point.
Yeah,
remember?
thank you for reminding me.
No, I just thought, you've been there.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not going down that if
Well,
I, need to pull an all-nighter again. Also, phylacteries, very tricky thing. You know,
Right.
to put your living soul in a thing that people can just smash
Yeah.
doesn't strike me as the safest thing.
Heroes of Rose.
I mean, is buying people's bones of their relatives and then raising them as undead minions?
Yes,
Is it evil?
yes, yes,
It's a moral grey area.
yes.
I want
Yes.
just have
Unless
that
unless
whole
they
setup.
are unless the families agree to sell.
Yeah, and they signed that consent form.
Maybe that's
They're
happened.
donors.
Maybe.
If they're donors,
don't know.
fine, yeah.
Azaria doesn't know. Because
No,
Azaria
not
Doesn't care.
No.
She does not care. She's not a woman for paperwork.
No.
Right. So we have a bit of time before we get Nanny Norfear's
Put it in the sink.
report.
Put it down the sink.
Just thought of a terrible joke.
Go on.
Not gonna say it.
Share it with
Not
us.
gonna say it.
Share it with us. Come on, you sit next to Tom. Share it with us.
Is it like a bad joke in it is just bad, or is it like a
It's-
bad joke I shouldn't say on the
I was
internet?
just gonna say that undead donors should be called boners. Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
I'm
Anyway, Trot, you were saying
You're better,
forgotten, haven't you?
you're better than that, and you know.
Is she?
We have a bit of time before Nanny Norfear gives a report. So, what would you like to do with the time?
Gonna go back and hold my girlfriend's hand and be awkward around her.
Again?
I spend a lot of time with you all and a lot of time away from her.
You can hold my hand.
It's not as soft.
How? I
Wow.
moisturize every day!
To be fair, she does have the freshly transformed skin, I suppose.
Fae.
So it's.
Oh, yeah, so what's her routine?
She's fey.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's Faye. Oh, okay.
And she's a princess.
You do hold.
No!
You hold a sword quite a lot. That builds up calluses sometimes.
Oh my god, you're right. There are calluses.
It's also you sometimes get a bit of acid splashed on there, a bit cold.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh
skin's
my
definitely
God.
tough on the old hand.
I've got
you need a
some nail
manicure.
snags.
You need a manicure.
also, you
You've been
haven't
out in all
gauntlet
weathers?
on one hand almost all the time.
Yeah, you know when you get sweat in it? It gets all
Have you taken that gauntlet off anytime?
Well, we need it a lot. I've got
Does it feel damp in
gauntlet
there?
hand. Got serious
A little bit of
gauntlet hand.
fungus growing in there?
No, I hope not. I need a bath. I need a bath.
You need a spa day.
Spa day.
Spa day.
We don't have time with the champions of Eros.
We make time.
That is
Yes.
very new Lucius.
It's good for morale.
What, spa days
Exactly.
or?
Spa days.
Oh, right, yes. It could be.
I'm going to gather what is needed to make that
Spa day.
I
Everybody needs a spa day. If this was an anime, there'd be like a clockwise transformation as we all hold poses, and then the next scene is we're in a
You
spa.
don't watch a lot
and
of
our
anime.
friends. No, I don't. I
That
don't.
does
This is
not
what I
happen.
think. This is what I think anime is.
Doesn't happen. I mean, a Hot Springs episode, yes, that.
Yeah, that's what I
happens,
mean.
but you
Little
don't get a
towel on the head.
clockwise transition and then poses. No. Anyway,
Well, in my head.
you were saying, Tom.
I'm going to gather.
Sorry, this is
materials.
RP now.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, just real quick, Kim, if that's okay.
You have my permission.
Nice.
I want to get the materials together to make that box for Howard.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
100 gold.
Are you making it?
Yeah.
Would you not rather someone else?
Now I gotta look up the magic item making rules, Tom Hazel.
Maybe you've missed, but I'm a fucking level 18 God King.
Yeah, but you know,
I
rules
have
is
the
rules,
power.
Tom Hazel. I gotta look them up.
Have you made a fridge freezer before?
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
Have you done wood
Nova's
flaming?
made a wing.
I've made a wing.
I'll buy the. You do it then.
No, after you talk to me like that.
Have you used a saw before?
The sword? No.
Right, so what are you making this chest out of?
Wood.
All right, so do you have carpenter's tools? Are you proficient with carpentry tools?
I like to make it out of jewels.
Out of jewels. You're
I've
gonna
got
make the whole
jeweler's
thing-
tools.
Right, but you can't make a chest out of a jewel.
One gem.
And it's like opens up. It's
Find a big gem, cut a hole in
And
it.
you
climb
have
it.
a chest-sized gem.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
How much is that?
That is 40,000 gold.
Should it be like special?
Sorry, Howard. It's gonna have to wait.
a huge gem, like Spar the
Like a
Dragon.
chest.
What is that? It's a fridge.
It's a fridge. It's a 40,000 gold
See
gem.
everything inside it as well. It just refracted a ton. So it looks like you have way more food than you actually
That would
have.
cause Howard more stress.
That's true, actually, yeah.
How many have I got? No! One bread and like
1
4.
or 4 million. Okay, I won't. Yeah, fuck it. I won't then.
Okay,
I don't have
then.
cartography. I have cartography tools.
Okay,
I'll make it out of a map.
all right. No.
Okay.
I mean, here's an idea.
Can I hire someone?
Yeah.
I'm looking for someone. I'm putting a posting on the bulletin board.
Okay.
Needed, wanted, desired.
It's not like bread need.
Nope. One carpenter to build one magic box. Inquire soon.
Are you hiring somebody to build the box?
Yeah, I don't have carpentry tools. That was literally step 1. I can't even make the box.
Why did
what you were hiring an
hire
assistant.
someone?
I'd like to go buy a
thing.
box. I'd like to go buy a chest.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much is that?
Probably about like how nice do you want it to be?
It's for Howard, like.
Wow, now you're cutting corners.
No, I'm not cutting
First
corners,
it
but
was
like.
going to be a 40,000 gold max.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
It's just
Well, if I
Howard.
can't have that, then what's the point? Yeah, I'll just get like.
you could spend like 25 gold on a chest. It'd be a really nice chest.
Really?
like
25
stain, like
Yeah, no,
reinforced
yeah.
wood,
That
gold
sounds-
things.
I don't- I mean,
That
I-
is just the mundane chest.
I don't know how much a chest is.
All right, there you go.
So, yeah, I'll spend 25 on that.
Hey,
So
you
what
get a
we
nice chest. It's like a good sort of like
How
big
much is a
sized
carton of
trunk.
milk?
How much is a carton of milk?
Yeah, that's the ultimate test of how much you know that you're
It's
a
like
middle
6
class,
gold.
upper class
Middle class
adventurer.
Aarakocra.
Yeah.
6 gold, I think.
Yeah, 6 gold for a
Oh,
carton of
messenger
milk.
guild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, you buy a nice, lovely chest. It's like
get it from
dark
the
wood
teeth.
stain. It's got like metal fittings and everything else. It's lovely.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Shopkeep.
The lady says like, "You're welcome."
Oh, my apologies. Huh. Oh, I am so out of
I
touch.
just fuck with Tom. to be honest.
Great. I'm going to take this back to the Storm Chaser, I suppose.
Okay.
Wait, what other things do I need to, like... I need, like, magical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what...
Just giving Howard.
No, I know I needed more materials.
Now that you have the chest, I'd say it'll cost
Oh
you
my
another.
God.
It'll cost you 75 golds worth
75
of magical. Yeah, it's 100 gold in total.
Okay.
And 100 gold if you make it. It's 200 gold if you just buy it.
Yeah.
So it's 100. So 75 gold
What?
worth of like essence
I
and,
could have
and
just
things.
spent... Okay.
Yeah, you could have just bought one for
Yeah.
200
Just
gold.
bought it.
Yeah, good.
And then it's going to take you, I believe. Takes you 2 weeks.
Fuck off! 2 weeks!
Divide the total cost of the item's price by 50. That's how many work weeks the item takes to make.
Should have just bought one, mate.
Are you joking?
Nope.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
bought it.
You got to like slowly work on it in the evenings.
Can we?
When we have
can we
evenings.
hard cut between Quill running around stressed with this. Was like, maybe we should have a spa day, you know, and we just have a real nice, gentle time.
It's probably not like a spa, but there's like bathhouse where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not like a natural spring or anything like that. But it's like they'll bring in like they fill up it with magical water, they heat it and stuff like that.
Any
Manicure.
treatments, anything like that?
Yeah, you can get things like massages and like manicures and stuff like that. Yeah, but like no, like it's not like a natural spa, but it's like there's like hot pools and then like you get massage, you can get a nutrient meal, like a lovely delicious fresh cucumber water smoothie or whatever. I don't know.
Bit of lemon in it.
But yeah, lovely. You can have a lovely time. You can have a lovely.
Can Thalia be there as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Invite whoever you want. And for the Champions of Eris, they don't even charge you. It's
Oh,
free.
nice.
Oh,
It's a
please.
gift.
Ah.
Please.
Oh,
Come on.
we'll give you some.
1 platinum.
Yeah.
If you
4
want-
platinum.
They'll give you what it.
4 of us.
Sure. If you want to pay some money, you can absolutely pay some money. But they're honoured. They're like champions. Oh my gosh! Yes, it'd be our pleasure. Our pleasure.
Look at this. Feel my hand.
It's like a gnome, and they like take your hand. They got like bright pink hair that comes out in like 2 cotton candy cones. And they take it.
I know! I thought they were
They like grab your hand under your arm, like under their arm, so you're like down, like you're like being dragged, and they drag you to like and they put your hand on like a thing,
I had no idea.
and they cut their hands, and 20 gnomes just all come out, and they're like, and they like scramble over, and they got like files and lotions, and they all
Little
get to
rock, porous rocks.
2 gnomes to 1 thingy.
They take turns, like one buffs, and then they swap out while they kind of like rest
Yeah.
their arms, and another one comes in.
Have you seen the intro sequence to Westworld? I come out of like
Vitruvian Man.
milk.
Yeah,
The other thing- the
Thalia.
thing I had in mind, because it was so many gnomes, it was like Despicable Me with minions.
Oh, yeah.
Minions. Like,
Can Thalia come and be like, touch Thalia's hand? It's like, because.
oh, right, so what, like, Thalia's like, oi, gnome, come here. Like, the gnome's like, she's like, touch that hand. It's like his eyes go
And this is in
wide.
front of Lucius as well.
I've never touched something so soft in my life.
I told you.
Lucius cries. Single tear as I had 20 gnomes around him, just wiping up the tear.
Yeah. Yeah, they put like a hot flannel on your head. They massage your face. they, like,
Oh.
sit you back. Like it's a whole treatment. They're not just doing
Oh,
your hands.
do
They're doing
that.
the whole treatment.
Hell yeah.
I could really
Manicure,
do that.
pedicure, facial mask, body mask,
Which
everything.
just goes into a trance.
Yeah,
Hot stone treatment.
perfect.
Oh, I feel
Meanwhile,
right
Sorry,
Quill
I've made
is,
a
like,
terrible
carrying,
mistake.
Like, he's like, oh, like his little weak bird arms. He's like carrying this chest back. It's so heavy. It's full of like the essences and the powders and the engraving tools.
Glitter.
It's like, here we go, project. It's like he's bought like a how to make your first magic item kit. He's got like everything in it. Put it on the storm chase. He's like, here we go, and he opens it up. The instructions are like, in 2 weeks' time, you too can be the owner. You would.
Step 1, I like flip through the pages of 700. What?
Bolt missing, like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually you have to every day you have to go buy the next copy of like.
Oh,
it comes in bits.
that's how they got me.
Yeah, the first one it's like $2.50,
Yeah.
and you get the box, you get the instructions. It's a
good
and
box.
Then, and then afterwards
God, I
it's like
remember that.
£5, and it's like
Yeah.
every time you only get like a tiny piece.
Yeah.
In like 13
Americans
days.
are gonna have no
No.
idea.
No.
What we're
Like
doing.
in 13
Of our
days, I'm like,
pain.
they cancelled it. They're not
Yeah.
releasing the
They just
final one.
stopped. They just freaking stopped.
You got half a built of a skeleton.
Yeah.
You've got half a skeleton, and they're just like, we're not making
Just
these
in the
anymore.
bin
Not
you
making
go.
it anymore. I need my 3 rib cages.
And they always build it from the feet up. As
Yeah, all the boring bits. Yeah. Man, being a kid in England was rough.
Yeah, that
What are you
sucks.
talking about? We had the Beano.
Lol.
Anyway, what the fuck was I doing?
I mean, you're
Making a
spending,
fridge.
you're spending 2 weeks making this box.
Making a
mate.
fridge.
Say this is a divination spell?
No,
No, why not?
because it's not. You're trying to use that thing where you get to cut it in half.
Yeah. Because I'm a divination
No,
wizard.
yeah, no, absolutely not. Right, the
I
spa
am the
day,
champion of Hesper. Why can I not make this fridge?
It's a fucking Monday. It's a fridge.
common magic item, yeah.
Common?
Yeah.
How does it take me, Quill, God?
Seer of the universe.
Take it out with Dindy.
Get good, son.
Oh my
You
God.
gonna join me at my bonfire?
I've got 2 things now. One of them.
Bonfire.
Hold on.
Bonfire.
You're a seer. You're a champion of Hesper. When have you ever made anything?
True.
I
Also,
You've got no
shouldn't-
skill in it.
Being a seer, shouldn't you have known how long this would take?
Oh.
should have seen this one coming.
Yeah.
30.
Didn't predict that now, did you?
It's a little bit higher than 30, actually. But my iPad has crashed.
It's
D&D,
33.
they round down.
It's 33.
33, yeah.
And,
past
yeah,
the
they do
33,
mainly
yeah.
round down.
Needed, requested, desired. 1 Wizard of. What school would this be?
Creation? Is creation a school?
Nope.
It's like preservation, so like.
Yeah, what would it be, Tom? You tell me.
Pre-
Oracle, Master of Magic, Champion of Erois. Tell me, what
Beaten
school
by a
of
fridge.
magic would a fridge be?
8 schools of magic.
Simpsons when Homer's making the barbecue.
Why does mine look like that?
Why does it mine?
You tell me, Mr. Level 17 cleric, or what is it? Level 15
16.
cleric, 2 wizard?
I kind
It would 100% be abjuration.
Nope.
Why the fuck not? It's a focused on protective spells. It's
Yeah.
protecting the food.
It's not. It's not protecting
Alterate
the
trans-
food.
no, no.
It's not protecting.
Give it a
Like
shield.
the bacteria's attacking it. It's got like
No.
magic shield. Like no,
Barrier.
Fancy.
no, it's not necromancy.
Well, it's stopping
It's
it
not
from
illusion.
dying.
It's not invocation.
It's stopping the fruit from dying.
Maybe like a charm or an enchantment. It's not
No.
divination, evidently. It's not conjuration.
No.
It's not alteration
Oh, what? There's no such thing
or
as altering.
transmutation.
Oh, mate. Oh, transmutation. Something that
It's not-
converts the properties of one thing to another
I'm not
thing.
I'm preserving the properties of it though.
Yeah, like you like keeping it the same.
That sounds like I'm literally protecting the food from aging. I'm literally raising it back from the dead. I'm putting an illusion on the fridge to make it look like the food's fine.
Then you eat it, you're like, oh.
Transmutation.
Fucking transmutation. 1 transmutation wizard, 2 weeks job. Fucking all materials provided.
I'll cut it down to 1 week.
1 week job, all materials provided, 50 gold.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you get somebody who comes in. You get like an old man with a big brown beard and a hat.
Wait, where's like
Hello.
friggin' Zigzags or whatever his name was, the goblin we saved, the gravity wizard?
The
Vesic.
kobold.
Oh, what's his
That's
name?
sick.
Vesic. Where's he? Can he do it?
Yeah, I mean, you could go and find him. I think he's on Gusthaven. I think
Yeah,
is
you
where
just
you left him.
drifted off
Bill
somewhere.
disappears for a year to build a
Plane shift. I'm in Gusthaven now.
No, that's not how plane shift works.
No, not plane shift. Yeah, but fuck it. Who shows up?
Yeah, you get this like guy with a brown beard and a sort of big round like wizard hat, and he wears the robes. He's like, "Hello,
I'm
I
so.
heard that you are looking for a transmutation wizard."
I am. Look, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm a very powerful wizard.
I'm sorry if I seem.
Gold, you said.
I'm sorry if I seem so stressed. It's
You're
just.
very stressed.
I have this. I have this chest. I have all the materials provided. I simply just need to cast a spell of preservation on this
Oh.
chest so that all
Simple matter.
simple. Exactly. It should be. You'd think so. But
My
apparently.
friend, you are clearly distressed by this. Leave it with me.
Okay.
If you pay me the money, leave it with me, and I will ensure you will have this chest done.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you? If you could deliver it to. I mean, will we still be here? If the Storm Chaser, the Storm Chaser, is still here, please, please. I'm beyond an insight check at this point.
I'm just laughing at your face, like it's making me laugh.
I'm
Yes.
distraught beyond an insight check at this point, so I'm going to give him the 50 gold.
Okay.
And
give
all
him
the
all the
materials.
materials,
Just,
and then you just tell him to like take it and come back with the finished
but
chest.
what's your sorry? What's your name?
my name?
Yes.
Zamzim Zimberlin.
Oh,
Zamzim. Okay, Zamzim. You have no idea. You have no idea how thankful I am that you answered. If I will contact you.
It's a good job you didn't put a conjuration wizard on the advert. They wouldn't be able to do it.
No, absolutely, because it's a
It's transmutation.
that's transmutation
Yes,
spell. That's what I asked. Yes. See, for a second there, I was thinking that that like a necromancy might be. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Can you
What a fool I would have been.
So funny.
The champion of the arcane god.
So in a week, Storm Chaser.
In a week, I will. Sure,
Not a problem.
I'll contact you, Zamzim Zimbalar.
That's it.
Wonderful. Please, just
Bye.
goodbye.
No.
You're not getting that fridge back. Meanwhile,
I
in the spa.
I need a spa
Lovely
day.
time.
Yeah.
Lovely
great.
time. It's a perfect, lovely time. What does Sentry do at a spa? Because everyone else, it makes sense.
Polished and buffed.
Yeah, you could get a buffing.
Does anyone try to massage you?
Sentry would like sit in the hot water pool, but like her vines would be like mega
All swollen,
relaxed.
aren't they? They
Yeah.
just drink up
Like-
all the water.
Yeah, and like her, she like
It's like
sprout
super voluminous.
flowers. Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like adds volume
Yeah,
to
like
the vines.
pondweed, like it just spreads everywhere, and like she's just like just sinking into this water,
Yeah.
Is it changing the color of the water around
like
you?
green,
A bit
just,
green.
just yeah.
Bit of mud
Start
comes
like
off.
looking at it like,
We're gonna have to change that.
Yes, lovely, lovely. You got
just
a lot.
nice hot water.
Yeah, just relaxing the vines.
I guess it's like a hot plate.
Yeah.
But
All over.
Yeah.
Just a whole body hot plate.
Is this the first time that Sentry has had like a hot bath?
I think so, yeah.
So this must be like an incredible experience. That
It's just
feeling
like
of warm plate
transcendent.
all
just the best place
Yeah.
ever right now.
over. Nice.
It's like, oh, I wish. Why can't everybody feel this all the time?
You have the wishing ring on.
I don't.
No, good.
Suddenly, the entire universe.
As it comes to this spa.
I mean, that would
And
solve all
that's what
problems.
made her dark in the first
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or you
Careless
just get really
wishing.
chill.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Are you saying Hadar just needs a spa day?
Yeah, probably.
Not so bad.
We should remember that in our final episodes when we're fighting them.
Need a spa day.
Yeah. We brought some hot water and 20 gnomes. With little puppy things.
Get in.
Imagine 12 gnomes just shaking.
With their little pumice stones.
And
Pumice stone, that's what it was.
Stone. The next day, after all of this madness, sleep.
No, there's more. There's more coming.
Early in the morning, you are contacted by, well, a member of the Horizon Guard comes knocking to inform you that Danica and Commander Rain have requested your presence as a report from Northia has come in. And they say that you should come and speak with them immediately.
Oh, I rush around knocking on everyone's door if they're not already awake. We have a report! Come on, everyone get up!
I'm already-
Please.
coffee. Anybody want coffee?
I've already made 7!
You made 7? Brilliant. Okay.
I don't know how to make coffee though. I hand you
ground
granules
water.
and boiled water in.
I ate all the coffee beans.
Didn't.
Come on, let's go.
It's normal. I told you it wasn't going back to
Now I know it wouldn't. You guys make your way, and yeah, you enter into the sort of council, sort of war room with a big round table, and there are several maps laid out on it. Nova, sort of like when you see the maps, you do immediately recognize the layout of Vortensar on the maps.
I would say that seeing that would make Nora feel a bit sick. Like a bit like, oh, I never thought I would see Vortensar on a war council. Like,
Okay, it's like laid out on a map.
and it just makes me feel ill
you can
seeing
see like
everyone looking at
representations
it.
like,
Yeah.
of battleships and things like that.
Yeah.
And Rain and Danica are there, and Danica will just say like, champions, I'm so sorry to call you immediately, but yes, we have had a report from Northia, and I thought that you should know right away the state of matters. I will now hand it over to Commander Rain. Rain will look at you all and say, champions, it's distressing, but it is not. Things have progressed quickly. Northia has written to us, has sent us a very direct and short communication to let us know that Shansara and Harmony are on the cusp of activating their teleportation system. We estimate, Northia believes that they could be anywhere between 10 to 14 days away from activating it. So, she has requested your presence, as currently both her and I are of the same in mind. A direct assault is out of the question. It will only drive people into believing what Shansara and Harmony have been saying about the rest of Erois, that we are the aggressors, that we are here to keep them there, that we are going to use force to try and prevent them. We don't want to do that. We want people of Vortensar to make that choice, but we do believe that there is manipulation at work here. Certainly by the Valkyrian Empire with this Shansaran and the various elves and fae and other creatures that she has with her. But we also believe that the leader of Vortensar, this Harmony, is not acting in their right minds. They have been taking aggressive behaviors towards their own people, and we feel that we know that several of their previous council have been replaced and have gone missing. We know that various influential individuals from the city have been taken and are being kept against their will. Jocelyn Whitsong, who I believe Nova knows, was originally one of these but managed to escape with the help of locals there, and was initially sort of provided us information about what was happening there in Vortensar. The difficulty will be getting inside. We already have agents with Norfir in the city, but most of the access points are now being carefully watched. Teleportation is impossible currently, which means that any access to the city will need to be done manually. Currently, non-Ganassi, there are very few, if any, in the city at all. So entering as you are all very well known, is out of the question. Either you'll need to infiltrate disguised in some form or undetected. I have a number of suggestions, but ultimately this will need to come down to your decision. And I know that with Miss Vija's personal connection to the city, I did not want to make any assumptions or plans without you here. I have here a map of the city, like lays it out. And for those of you, the rest of you, Nova doesn't need to know this, but the rest of you, Vortensar is divided into 4 quarters. And the maps don't really show any sort of scale or buildings. They are just like blueprints almost, right? Just like, kind of scoped out street names, angles and things like that. But no graphical or cultural emblems. It's all just very like, this is the layout of the town, of the city, sorry. It's a large city divided into 5 districts, 4 quarters, and then a central circular district in the middle. It is on the coast. One of the districts faces into a harbor of sorts that connects to a wide mouth, a rivered mouth. And then on the far side, another district connects to the mountains, and then it has open plains leading, but it's quite highly defended. You either have to enter through a main city gate that connects to one part of the city, enter it via the harbour that is connected to one of these districts, or via airship connecting to a large airship dock built into another one of the districts. There are various notes laid out and things like that, but there's also a chance to ask questions and get the lay of the land.
Well, I presume that they have strict monitoring on entrance and exits from the city, so...
They do, but we don't believe that they have, unlike Horizon, they do not seem to have a large number of mages who are capable of detecting things like illusions or shapeshifting. They have some, which can be problems, but Norfir believes that for the most part, unless they have a reason to suspect somebody, most people are just examined by sort of eye and by a few questions when you're entering the city. Ganassi, in that case anyway. There are other options, which are more subterfuge. Because the water district connects to the river and there is a harbour, it is quite possible we may be able to smuggle you into it via a sailing vessel. There are still some traders who are allowed to bring goods into the city. The goods are inspected, but we think we might be able to get around that. Another option would be they have a number of Valkyrian gunships and local airships that patrol the airspace, but we do have some advances on those as well. It may be possible for us to deploy you from an extremely high altitude into the nearby sea, and then you would be able to swim and enter the city via various sewer and integrated systems. This is dangerous, but with magical protections, we think that we may be able to do this.
How heavy is the Valkyrian presence there? Because is there just Ganassi there, or are there Valkyrian soldiers?
There's Valkyrians. We estimate 1 legion, completely loyal to Shansara, this propaganda agent, this singer. They seem to be completely devoted to her. They, in fact, wear tabards and colors that aren't just the Valkyrian Empire emblem. They have a stylized flame symbol and wings, which are meant to represent this Shansara. They're completely loyal, about approximately a legion size. So a substantial force, but not insurmountable. However, the city itself also has swelled with its number of volunteer guards and military personnel. Many of the Ganassi have rallied to the cause of this Shansara and this harmony as well, and have volunteered themselves as a sort of people's militia that are now also patrolling the streets.
I wonder if disguising yourselves at least as Valkyrian would perhaps be easier than Ganassi. Or maybe it's two sides of the same coin, really.
Whatever you think is possible. I think that Norfir has been using more physical disguises and elements to get in and out of the city, which is her specialty, and we have some people who may be able to help you with that. But also, magical disguises may also be able to function at least to get you inside. It may not be something that you can keep up for an entire day, but it might allow you to walk around the city and get to where you need to go initially. Like I said, we don't believe that they have too many specialists. Unlike here in Horizon, we've specifically trained our people to detect those using illusions and magic to hide themselves. We don't believe the Ganassi have done so.
Do you have any idea what happens to the ones that are caught trying to enter the city?
We do not know. Something that Norfir and the Seekers, as they are calling themselves, the Seekers and Norfir have tried to rescue several of these individuals and council members. We believe that Norfir's communication was brief, but she mentioned that they had good chances of rescuing at least one council member who had been sort of taken into custody. But they do have heavy defenses. The Earth Quarter, the Earth District, is very heavily fortified for things like prisons and things like that. The Ganassi, a lot of the Ganassi have natural control over their elements. The Ganassi who can work stone have been shaping additional buildings, fortifications on their walls, that sort of thing.
I was just wondering if there was any way we could maybe communicate with Norfir to try to draw the presence of the more experienced mages away from our entry point.
It's possible.
If we attempt the illusion.
At the moment, we have to rely on physical communications. Sending spells and the like are also no longer functioning into the city, but Norfir has been sending us some physical communications wherever possible, but it is sporadic, and how much we can send back to her is difficult. We need to use coded language and dedicated agents to transport these communications. Those are the people where if we intended to try and smuggle you in, we would try and use one of our contacts that we've established there. My three recommendations would be either entering the city in disguise via its main entrance. There are still a large number of Ganassi coming and going from the city, getting supplies, working the farms nearby, that sort of thing. So being able to get you in shouldn't be, you wouldn't stand out. There would still be crowds for you to enter as part of. The other would be to smuggle you on a ship through the harbor. The other is potentially having you swim via the sewer systems and aqueducts into the city itself. Not aqueducts, sewer systems, I'm trying to think of the name. The water system, the canal system, that's what I'm trying to think of. Via a high altitude, low feather fall jump.
Are there training grounds for the militia?
Yes, within the city, yes, they have barracks and things like that. They are using open plazas to train. Most of it has been driven by the belief that Erois will try and stop them. And so they believe that they are training for some big battle that's to come.
So the training's quite centralized.
In most parts, the city is divided into the main districts, mainly in the central district. A lot of the Harmony, the Council, and Shansara are located and based. In the outer parts of the city, life functions as normal from what we're led to understand. This is not a military occupation. Ganas and Vortensar have welcomed the Valkyrian Empire in Shansara. She's celebrated there. She's being held up as an icon, somebody who's helping take them home.
Right.
This is not people are being held against their will, apart from dissenters. Dissenters, we don't know what's happening to them, but they are small in number.
I pictured it as an occupation, so that's good to know.
No, the people there are from Norfir's last communication, they are in. What has happened is that Shansara and Harmony have announced that this transportation, this journey home, will be taking place soon. Their inside sources believe about 10 days. And it is the city is in celebration. They are wary of Erois attacking them, but they are in celebration. Banners, performances, concerts, dancing. It's an exciting time for many of them.
I think one thing that could help us is if we could prove what we've been told, and that is that if the gate is activated, if this teleportation system is activated, it will be a disaster.
Something like that would be important, but we currently don't have that evidence. Norfir and the others, if you can get to them and speak with them, they may be able to help you find said evidence, but I think we
Krill.
would need your expertise on that.
Would your eye be able to tell us what this looks like, if it works or if it doesn't?
Yes, but again, it's the same as Callus asking if he can trust my visions.
But I need to know.
Okay. We need to find some way of recording these, by the way.
You do a sleep on him. You go to sleep and then do the eye while sleeping. And then,
I can't cast those spells anymore.
oh, yes. Yep.
Regardless,
Start
so
again.
you want me to find out what happens if Vortensar activates?
If they activate this teleportation system, what will happen?
Exactly that. What will happen?
Okay. Trying to decide. Yeah. I like all of you except Tom to leave. Because then Tom can. I want Tom to put it in his words when he comes back.
Oh, he's the worst, though.
Yeah, well, that's how it is.
I am the worst. I'm awful and terrible. Hang on. Let me just open up the notes app for the first time today.
Time to pick up a penguin. Just
Scott's
film
gonna play
him
the
with your
music.
phone and play it back to us.
No. Absolutely not.
Ha!
Trot's just going to play some music and then he's going to come.
I will leave. I will
Scary music. Okay.
Doesn't need to be scary music. Doesn't need to be scary
It's
music.
going to be scary. I'm about to see what happens if entire. Wait, is it a Sky City?
It's not, no.
Why did I think it
My
was?
Kit Kat.
Don't know. It's not Sky City, though.
Huh.
It's built into the land.
But like teleported in.
Initially, and then it's been sort of integrated.
Yeah, yeah.
They've sculpted the land.
Oh God, I'm not ready for this jelly. Just FYI.
You okay there, Trot?
Yeah.
Just play whatever.
This corridor smells. Hurry up.
Okay. I'm ready to listen and learn
bet
and
you are.
love and lecture and Luscious and Lucius.
Shut the door. Are you raising the barn?
Ones have doors.
Teach me all I know, but not all you know.
What you see on the horizon, you see a city.
Yeah.
A city that you've never seen anything really like it before. It's beautiful in a way. Set onto the coast with a backdrop of mountains, you see an enormous city, walls surrounding it, not too dissimilar to other cities you've seen, but what makes this city unique is 4 enormous statues. One, a woman being lifted up on clouds, almost curling over a part of the city, 1/4 of it, reaching down with an illuming hand. Around her, there are flying platforms, levitating, hovering in place with buildings and homes and streets on them, kind of surrounding her with all sorts of different lifts of air and cloud reaching up to her. Opposite her is almost lounging, reclined on their side, is a much larger Earth Ganassi man, kind of reaching up with one hand. And from him, you see all built along the arm, along the palm, along their body are more buildings and houses, all kind of built into this giant statue reaching towards the woman.
Okay.
On either side of those, facing each other, one, an Fire Ganassi woman lifts her hands up, and from her palms pour rivers of lava, almost like molten lava, pouring down her palms into pools around her, from which you see forges and buildings and barracks all built into them as well, with great geysers of steaming vents with platforms that almost seems to lift people up to different parts of the city, which are elevated or hovering. And then finally, opposite the Fire Ganassi, you see a man reaching down, kind of with cupped hands, as water pours from them into dozens of canals that run throughout the city, transporting people on little wooden boats, almost on their own currents, without need for any sort of poles or navigation. The city is magical and technological combined, very much like that you might have seen in the Valkyrian Empire, but still connected to the world of Erois. You watch as those 4 statues, their bodies begin to illuminate with runes, kind of spiraling up their bodies. You see them beginning to pulse as symbols engraved into them begin to glow, and they begin to shift and move and almost reach out their hands until all of them are facing towards each other. The lava pools and stops as they reach towards each other, forming a ring of hands around the city. As power pulses through each of them, the whole city seems like it is about to flash as it begins to fade from existence. And then something snaps and breaks. The statues begin to crack and break apart, but the city, still half translucent, still half phasing through,
Oh shit.
you
Okay.
hear a cacophony of screams and cries as parts of it break from reality, half transported, half not. Some of it just vanishes, some of it cracks and snaps and breaks until the statues collapse in on themselves, and you see a great dust cloud engulfing the city. And that's what we see. We're done.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, man. It turns out it's all fine. They're going to make it back. So we should just let them.
What did your bird eye see?
Oh, they saw so much. Nova. And I'm going to run over to like the war table, sort of, and the map in the middle. I saw Vortensar. I saw the giant, towering statues that hold all of the elements of Vortensar together. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Do you know there's a legend? The statues, they represent, the 4 elements, but there's a legend or even a rumor that they can move.
Well.
No.
Kind of, sort
What?
of. Well, a little bit. So I saw.
I knew it!
I saw the I guess the project activate. There were runes that were moving up their limbs, up their bodies, that sort of illuminated the entire thing, and then they cracked and twisted and all joined hands. The statues, the giant statues, joined hands, and then something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong. Stuff started to vanish and reappear and disappear completely and come back, and everything was there, but it wasn't, and everything was falling in on itself and appearing back on top of itself. It was, but everything collapses. Everything falls to nothing in the end. It becomes dust. It becomes nothingness. It will fail, the project, if the question was right, if all goes ahead as it currently is, I don't think it will work. That's what I saw.
This is fine.
Sorry, I had to get it all out there as quick as I could before it all just vanished.
This is fine. This is fine.
We have at least 10 days to do something about it.
Yeah, maybe some hours.
No. Well, no, we know for sure it's 10 days at least.
We will fix this. We will do
Maybe
whatever it
hours.
takes, Nova.
You really threw me then.
Yes, I got Chris Trot! I got you!
It was
I
an in-joke
got you!
from us watching Rings of Power. We did a Rings of Power the other
You
day.
got me with
There was a
bloody
line
Star
about-
Wars joke years ago. Well, I just got you back.
Oh, yeah.
There was a line about a character goes like, "It could be hours, it could be days," and we were like, "That's
Oh,
a
I
very."
remember.
It was an
vague
elf.
Yeah.
It was an elf as well. So
We were
it's like, oh,
that's a
timey
very
wimey.
vague amount of time.
Yeah, for an attack happening, it's
And
like
just for reference, Norfair has said estimate maybe around 10 days, but they don't know.
could be hours.
They are
Could be hours.
they are a storage fridge away from completion.
You mentioned, Quill, in your vision, it was the statues had runes on them, you said. So the statues were what teleported the city or attempted to?
Either, I didn't get a glimpse of where the project was housed or even activated from. I presume the center, but
sense.
it might be that they've been inscribing these runes on the statues for I don't know how long, but they might be a power source of a sort rather than.
Would
Danica will say, No, I don't. The size of Vortensar, just from my own work with Horizon, I can channel the engines, but I channel the power from the center of the city. But the engines themselves receive that power from a number of systems, but the engines themselves are built into specific parts of the city. I think that whatever devices they've built must have been integrated into those statues. If that's where you saw the runes, if they moved to join their hands, it seems almost eerily similar to how I channel power into the engines from here. There likely is someone feeding the power, but the devices, the devices must be built into those statues themselves. The actual wards and magitech that is required.
So, I mean,
I imagine they have somebody like me who is central providing the power to it. But I don't know much about Vortensar. I don't know if they have somebody of magical power like me.
It could even be Harmony. Harmony themselves are akin to a god. They are a child of the four elements. That is why they rule us, because they can balance the four elements. They can speak for all the people. That's why they are Harmony. These actions you've described are so unlike anything I've ever heard before. I think Norfir is right. Something is wrong with Harmony, whether Shansara has influenced them, but they are powerful. And if you are saying that, you know, someone like you would be needed to power such a great task, I would suspect it's them.
I think so. I don't think that there is any. Even with the Astoria, we found that the Astoria has required Velena's touch to move and power such an immense thing. With Horizon, I am only able to do it through a series of elemental engines and my own power, which I have to frequently recharge. I think that these statues might hold the physical devices that allow the teleportation, but the power must come from someone decentral. And I suspect that this Harmony, if you say that they have access to all four elements, we all know that Ganassi have elemental connections and powers individually, but to have all four, I think that does show some sort of supernatural power, similar to the phoenix, the energy that binds me.
To change the statues as well, well, I suppose it's how you look at it. To me, it sounds like a desecration. But I suppose to those who want to go home, well, I want to go, but not like this. But to those who want to go home now and this is their solution, I suppose it is their way home. Stop looking at me. They're not
I think
for you.
this information that Quill has, I think that this is something you need to bring to the Seekers and to Norfolk. They'll know much more on the ground. They've been trying to find where these devices are, where this teleportation system is. I mean, imagine if these statues are so sacred to the Ganassi, it may be that they've not even considered that they may be built into them. They might not have checked those statues.
I don't know if sacred is the word. It's more that they're representations of the best of us. We're not particularly holy people, but
still, something that perhaps
it's principles.
they wouldn't have expected that something like that would be changed or used in this way.
Exactly.
It could be that they might not have looked there, so this is something we should definitely let them know.
I wonder if we do attempt to enter one of these statues and deactivate whatever it is that they've got running in there, maybe that will be enough to stop their progress entirely. They clearly are attempting to use all four to activate this thing, so maybe without one of them, it simply can't go ahead. I guess either that or we try to find this Harmony and stop it at its source.
You know, the old Nova would have said maybe we can reason with them. They are meant to be the ultimate diplomat. They are meant to represent all of us. They are meant to be open-minded and decisive, and that's what old Nova would have believed. But after everyone we've met and the things we've been through, I don't know anymore. Especially if they are so far ahead with this plan.
I wouldn't let go of Old Nova just yet. For this one, I think I might actually agree, in fact, that maybe in a contained city like this, surrounded by this messaging, this propaganda, this idea of going home. Maybe they genuinely believe they are doing the right thing, and maybe we can send a different message out, instill just a little bit of doubt, and that could be enough to shut the entire operation down.
As long as we could just buy time. If we could buy time, and then we can set about changing the message. Because I do think they have a right to go back to Ganas, but there are other ways, safer ways we can send them. But also they need to know the full facts. They need to know about the Empire. They need to know about other Ganas out there and the Jesavir elves. I don't want them to be forgotten. Whatever happened to them, it needs to be brought to the light.
It sounds like, Rain will say, it sounds like from Norfir's reports that the people of Ganas, the people of Vortinssar, believe that Erois, they're never going to get to leave, that this is their only chance to get home. They believe that Erois wants to keep them here. Resources, for their magical knowledge, for all of these different reasons. It's been impossible to try and even tell them what we're trying to work towards. If they knew that the cradle was going to be removed, that one day if we can stop Valkyrian, if we can stop this Hadar, we could send them home. You know, via ships, now that we have access to this technology. It wouldn't be impossible for us to do, but as far as we're aware, that's not even a message being spoken of to them. With regards to one thing, though, Nova, that you said, I think it perhaps best if you think and you make sure you know what the Empire is. I mean, Lady Danica has said that you're entertaining the thought of working with Valkyrian about stopping Atelicus. If we're willing to work with him on this, how is that any different to them working with the Valkyrians on going home? I guess what I'm trying to say is we can't paint the Valkyrian Empire as the villain if we don't truly understand their empire. We don't really understand exactly what they're about. Even our own beliefs, we thought they were coming here to conquer us, and now they've stopped because of whatever you've done. Just keep that in mind, is all I'd say.
I'm not saying I want to make their decision for them, but I at least want to give them facts.
And I'm just saying, make sure you know what those facts are.
That's the hard bit, isn't it?
Exactly. There's nothing worse than for me if I was being told to believe that the sky was green by somebody who genuinely thought it was, but I can look up and see that it's blue. It creates a problem. Facts are a difficult thing, especially for different people in different places. This Valkyrian Empire is a complicated matter, as I am learning. We've interrogated people that we've caught who genuinely seem to believe that it's the best thing, and then we've met those who have suffered at its hands as well. I don't think it's a black and white answer.
If at least we could stop them blowing themselves up first.
That's our main objective, and that's what we should try and keep in mind. So maybe you're right, maybe being able to buy yourself some time to try and get access to this Harmony. One thing we know is that nobody's seen or gotten close to Harmony apart from these public appearances that they do alongside this Shansara, and security is tight whenever they do appear.
It sounds like they've been isolated, to be honest.
Could very well be. That would certainly be something that, if I'm being honest, if I were trying to manipulate a leader, I would want to isolate them from their people and from those who disagreed. And if Shansara is half as good as what we're led to believe, then that's probably what she's done. But, before anything, this is all very important news, but we need to decide how we're getting you inside the city. Now, you have allies that I don't know. You may have means that I'm not aware of, but this is the first thing we need to decide. Because if I need to plan to smuggle you in, I need to make arrangements for that. If I need to arrange for an airport to, an airship to take you over at a high altitude, then I need to arrange that.
Well, I was just thinking.
No.
Thalia's new squadron. This could be a good test flight for high altitude dropping.
They're single pilot ships.
Well, there are 5 of them, are there not?
About
Currently
4 to
made.
5.
Might be a good test of something small, discreet, fast, that can go very high altitude and drop us into the
I think
canals.
what Nova is saying, they only fit one
They fit
person.
one person. Single
You
pilot
would not
ships.
be able to have you and the pilot in them.
Cannot be in some sort of magical box
I've looked
attached to.
I've looked into it.
I mean,
Surely
that is
there's a
certainly
way.
There is a way. It ain't easy.
Okay, well, that was.
I mean, it wouldn't be difficult to get an airship to take you up. We just have to. It would need to be a special, something like the Storm Chaser that has an environmental system. The Storm Chaser would probably be the one that we would send. I'll be honest.
It's either that or we straightforwardly disguise ourselves and blend in with the
Yeah.
local populace.
I was going to say, Rain, I suppose you've been apprised of our previous missions, but not in incredible detail.
Oh, I'm familiar with your specialties as Storm Chasers. Yes.
So,
There is a difference. There is a difference. I've read the reports on what happened in Jakesh. There is a difference between trying to be quiet, and then there is a difference between trying to blend in.
We've blended in before.
I think it is possible. The difficulty
you?
will be,
It's me, Lucius.
obviously, for Nova, for Lucius, for Ayla, I think it's actually much easier to disguise them. The difficulty will be for Sentry and yourself. You, Quill, will need magical disguise or some sort of ability to shapeshift.
Are there guardians in Vortensar?
No.
No.
Right, so yes, magical.
It is
too.
Ganassi only, yes. I mean, yes, unless you were to disguise Sentry as just a straight construct, like some sort of magical construct servant or some such, but obviously that's a very different matter.
Also, we are very well known now.
Yes, you will need to be heavily disguised.
I was going to
I
say,
will probably need to disguise myself.
yeah, if we
But
disguise
yours will
ourselves,
be easier, at least, I think.
I don't think we can simply disguise ourselves as Valkyrian soldiers. Well, because they'll see our faces, and also I'm an Aarakocra, and that's a guardian,
A very pretty Aarakocra.
a very beautiful one.
So if we try to become the local populace that are not under military oppression, that are just, like the reports say, going about their lives, and Nova's lived there. She knows what daily life is like in Vortensar. We could get trained by her to act as if we are from Vortensar itself.
I have a guidebook I wrote.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
How
and-
big is this guidebook, out of interest? That's
Oh,
bigger than my book of wisdom. How?
That says a lot about you more than Nova Quill.
This is a book of infinite knowledge, and it's smaller than that.
this is just 2 of the quarters as well.
Really? It's not even finished.
I say we go to someone that can provide not permanent but lasting magical disguises for you two.
Okay.
And then we
Yeah.
go into training of becoming someone different with Nova.
Hiya.
And maybe do we need someone else with us? An expert?
I can arrange to have somebody who's specialized in illusory magic or transmutation magic to sort of disguise you to provide
preserve
temporary
food.
disguise.
Didn't you say you spoke to a wizard?
Sorry? Yes, I did, but he's busy.
Oh, okay.
He's not working on the fridge.
Is there a way to apply an effect into an object like a stone, something like that, where they can have it on them and then the disguise is, so long as that crystal functions?
I mean, it's not impossible to put spells into scrolls or wands or
big fan of
crystals or
gems.
things like that, gems. I mean, that is certainly possible, yes. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
'Cause I worry about, I've seen some illusory magic. I'm not akin to it myself, but you can pass through certain bits and bobs, and if you're not the right shape, like Sentry's quite
There's a
formidable.
lot of me to cover, yes.
Yeah, also,
Figure.
like the wings, I have to pretend they're just not there and avoid people with them.
I'm wondering if it should be.
There's ways around it. I'm not an espionage expert, but yes, I'm familiar with similar illusory spells. But for example, with Quill's wings, you would be wearing arms, but you would have fabric, like a draped cloak, kind of connecting to give the illusion, so that
Understood.
at least that way you can move about them as normal. But you are correct. These sorts of illusory disguises don't hold up to a physical inspection, which means you have to be even better at talking your way out of problems, making sure that, if you do have somebody who wants to check you over, you make sure it's one of the 3 of you, or rather than these 2, for example. But there are other options as well. Transmutation magic can physically alter a person. Polymorph spells disguise you as an animal temporarily.
Could we perhaps receive
But
some.
those tend to be shorter lasting. I know that there is one illusory spell that lasts 8 hours, the seeming spell, but that is it is illusory in its appearance. It does not hold up to physical disguises. But so I would want to send a specialist in with you if that's the way that you were going to go. Somebody who is trained in disguise, trained maybe even another Ganassi who is dedicated to our side of things. Somebody with knowledge and training. But we can find somebody like that. I might need a day or two, but
That would be good. I think, regardless of the method of entry, we're still going to need to blend in and disguise ourselves. So,
once you're inside the city, yes, you can't walking around as yourselves. You'll draw just as much attention to yourselves. Norfir does have. I also have some instructions from her on how to find her and the Seekers once you get into the city.
we're going to see Norfir again. Very exciting.
We're gonna see my brother again.
Well, in that case, I will begin looking for. If that's how you want to progress, we will arrange a transport for you to arrange via the main gates, and I will find a specialist who can provide magical and physical disguises, transmutation or illusion. I'll see who I can get, but I've got some ideas, and then we'll begin preparations. It'll take you. You'll have a couple of days, and then we'll set sail. We'll get you on.
Well, we
on
have to
your
wait
way.
Oh.
a week for a magic box.
No, that's going to go on in the background.
I was going
When
to
I get back,
advise it.
I'll check in on. I've forgotten his name. Which is it Zim Zam or Zam Zim?
I'm not telling.
Zam Zim Zambalor. I believe it was Zam Zim Zambalor.
That sounds like a fake name.
It does, but it does.
Do you have
sound
a
like
contact or anything for like updates, that sort of thing?
His name.
Did you do a deposit system? Did you?
I paid well, to be fair, I paid less than I guess it would ordinarily. Can we have this conversation not here in front of all these people?
Danica's just listening in. And with that, that's where we're going to end the episode. It is time. It's overtime.
Quickly got scammed. Quickly got scammed.
I don't think I did.
By a multiversal creature.
Not
I don't
multiversal
think
yet.
I did.
I think
Okay, then.
I think this is going to be fine. And if he thinks he can get away from me,
And your
I see
burgeoning
all.
perspective.
my burgeoning perception, and also my book of locate creature, among
Yeah.
all else,
With,
But isn't he a cool
do you need a
wizard, though?
name?
then I will use my eye. I will spend every
Scorched
resource. I am going to burn every spell slot to find this fucker if he scams me.
You're gonna get the gods to. You're gonna wake up Siaska. Go, hey Siaska,
Hey,
find this
actually,
wizard
sorry,
for me.
Kim, don't you have an item, quite a readily available magic item, that prevents any divination magic from finding you? Whoop!
Oh no.
I am going to find this man.
Sure.
I mean, if you could.
Is he even a man?
Is he even a man? We don't know.
Send us out.
Oh.
And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. That's it for this part. We'll see you in future High Rollers episodes. Thanks very much for watching.
Maybe.
Till next time.
Bye.
See you later.
See you soon.
Hello. There we go. We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to High Rollers D&D. We're back. We're ready to go. We're ready to play some D&D. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, and I'm joined by my friends this week. We got Chris Trott. We've got Kim Richards. On the other side, we've got Tom Hazel and Mrs. Rhiannon Frost.
Hello.
Oh, she did it.
Married.
Hell yeah.
Harold.
Married.
Did it.
You did it.
Harold Married.
Captured yourself a man.
I did. I caught a man, and now he can't escape.
He can't escape. He's locked in. Ball and chain.
Idiots, aren't they?
I know.
They have all the chances to say no or I
Exactly.
object, and then they went through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so easy.
Dumb.
No, but congratulations. We had a lovely time at the wedding.
Yeah.
The High
Oh,
Rollers
I'm
crew
glad.
rocked up. They had a good time.
We look
Lots of
good.
dancing.
Uninvited.
Rocked up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
rocked
yeah.
down.
The High Rollers crew
You did rock
rocked
it.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely rocked it.
we were owning that dance floor
Yeah.
for the most
Hell
time.
yeah.
And the photo booth, as it turns out,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, sorry.
We dominated.
400 photos, 200 of which were us.
I'm gonna save some for family.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're family.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No, Katie this week, sadly. She's up in Scotland.
Another wedding.
At another wedding, yeah.
Wedding season.
It's wedding season. Hopefully back next week as we move forward. A couple of little things before we get into today's game. We get back on track.
Up in it.
First things first, if you haven't grabbed it yet, Rhiannon, show off the wonderful T-shirt that you're wearing, the High Rollers Club shirt.
I was just tweeting, so I forgot to tweet from the
No,
rollers
that's
thing.
all right. It's
Grab this
It's the
before it
most
goes.
original D&D shirt that exists.
So original.
Nobody else has got a shirt like it.
Your Halloween's coming up.
Halloween's
Which
coming up.
means-
Great
He's
costume.
going to need an outfit.
You want to be Eddie for
The
Halloween this
thunders
year?
are roaring.
The Thunder Roars. You want to be who's Eddie? You want to be Rhiannon for Halloween.
You get like a
can
nice
get a
denim
shirt.
jacket or something like
Yeah,
that.
look,
Yeah.
look, you can
A little bit of a mullet.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. You know, you could look like
Dress
a
up
cool
as Reed.
80s High Rollers fan.
Dungeons
Oh, this is
Master.
comfy.
Yeah.
What would we look like if we were playing this in the 80s?
Can you imagine?
That could be a crazy Halloween idea.
That'd be a crazy idea.
But
You
specifically
don't
with
have
that-
to imagine, just
There
look
it
at
is.
Reed.
There you go. But yeah, so grab that. It's in our store. You can find it in Fresh Merch, freshmerch.fm, High Rolls collection. Grab it there. Grab some other things while you're there as well. We've got lovely, lovely selections of different merch that you can go and buy.
Yes.
And I will say nothing else, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
Yes.
Next thing, MCM London Comic Con. It's coming up this month. It's the end of this month. It's literally in like 2 weeks' time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I know. Myself and Trot are going to be there. There will apparently be, we might have a meet and greet and sessions. We don't know when or where those are going to be just yet. We will post, we'll let you know when that's going to be, but there should hopefully be. We might do them separately. Trot might be with Hat Films. I might do one on my own. We might do it together. We don't know. But it's if you want to come and get D&D books signed, if you want to come meet us and ask us some questions and talk to us,
Yeah,
come to
just
MCM.
bump into us. There will be merch of ours being
Yep.
sold there.
There will be a Fresh Merch stand with merch to
So-
buy, so you can come buy some merch. I think there's also going to potentially be like some posters, like to get signed and
might
stuff.
be quite unique
Yeah.
to the event.
Yeah,
so.
nothing too special. It's been a bit of a sort of like throwing it all together, but come and see us anyway.
Wow.
Come say hi. Well, you know, it'll be like a unique thing, but it's not like I don't mean it's not going to be anything new. Like it's not going to be like whoa, exclusive cool thing that you can get.
Lie to
next
them.
year.
Get
No,
them excited.
No. I'm a man of honesty, Tom Hazel. The other thing, we may potentially also be doing a panel. We're waiting to hear back on whether that's happening. If we do, it will be a sort of D&D Q&A panel. My friend Kit Buss is likely going to join us if we do one.
nice.
And I might be able to snag some of the Oxventure guys as well, who have their own stuff going on at MCM as well. So why don't come see Oxventure, come see High Rollers. There'll be a bunch of
ultimate
us there.
crossover.
Yeah, there'll be a bunch of us there. So come say hi if you can get it. I think tickets are still available, but they do sell out. But yeah, we'll try and post up information as and when we have it about what's going on with MCM.
Shit, yeah, bitch.
Anything? Thank you, Tom. What a wonderful way to round that off. I just love the idea that somebody's tuning in for High Rollers for the first time and they're like, oh, wholesome British crew,
Wonderful,
British
like,
people
yeah.
being all wholesome and lovely. Fuck yeah, shit, bitch.
Shit, yeah, bitch. is
Shit,
what it
yeah,
was.
bitch.
Just wait until the content
I
of the
didn't
episode.
say the F word.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I love the F word. Yeah. Welcome to High Rollers, everybody. This is kind of our vibe.
Fuck.
Right. With that in mind, is there anything else to mention this week?
But
As
Always
always, you got
butts.
that Amazon Prime. You want to get some High Rolls emotes? You can throw that on here. You can
Yeah.
go support us on Patreon as well. It's a great way to
good.
support us.
Yeah.
And I always say this as well. You know, if you can't sub and you can't donate, don't worry about that stuff. Like, there's loads of very generous people that give subscriptions and donations. But the best way you can support High Rollers is go out there and tell people about it.
Yeah.
It's the number one way you can help.
Get on outside right now.
Scream!
Fly open those windows. You there, boy. Have you heard of High Rollers D&D?
What day is it? Sunday! It's High Rollers Day!
I scream, you scream, we all scream for
High
D&D.
rollers.
Nice, I love it.
Yeah.
With that lovely message, we are going to play the intro and then we're going to play some D&D. See you in a minute.
Bye.
Welcome back to Erois High Rollers. Our party, the champions of Erois, crew of the Storm Chaser, have just returned from their epic journey to defeat the Titan of Death, Kalara, and allow her spirit to rejoin with the goddess Siaskis. As the threat of Hadar, the red star that consumes gods and planes, still looms over them, and the ongoing conflict with the Planar Emperor Callus Valkyrian continues, the champions have little time to rest. They return to the Sky City of Horizon and find that it has been joined by the city-sized astral battleship, the Astoria, and that their alliance is hard at work to prepare for the dangers to come. In a meeting with Horizon's leader, the Phoenix sorceress Danica, the party learn of the state of Erois. One final Titan, Atelicus, still remains before Siaska can be reborn, but Atelicus stays hidden. Callus Valkyrian's forces remain in the uneasy, unspoken peace treaty following his meeting with the party, but there are still various dangers across the world. Chiefly, Nova learns that her home city, Vortensar, has fallen under the influence of the Valkyrian Empire and made progress in their plans to transport the city back to the elemental plane of Ganas. The spies they sent to keep an eye on Vortensar suspect that they have 10 days to stop the scheme. With teleportation magic into the city blocked, and not wanting to attack it with military force, the champions will need to infiltrate the city in secret, and that is where our adventure begins.
Woo!
Woo! So we kind of, the last episode we did a sort of hodgepodge of like meeting with people in Horizon and talking with stuff and getting stuff up. Bit of a, you did have a spot
Last
there.
episode was a fever dream.
It was a bit of a fever dream.
We all went a bit weird.
A little reminder on this one, you have basically been told that you have 10 days to stop whatever is going to happen in Vortensar.
Says 10 to 14 on my notes.
10 to 14, it's 10 now.
10 at the worst case.
Yeah.
Could be days, could be hours.
Could be hours. I believe also, one thing I forgot to include in the recap was Quill used to hit the power of his Storm Eye to glimpse at what might happen.
Oh,
did.
and it was really
was
good,
bad.
right?
Real good,
Well,
yeah.
Bad.
Kind of
Well-
confirmed what you believed,
Yeah.
anyway.
Wasn't good, it was cool.
It was cool, but it kind of confirmed your belief that there is a high chance that this device or this ritual that they're going to be using is not going to work, and it will instead destroy the city. Now, as always, Quill's prophetical powers, there is, whenever he sees the future, he is seeing a potential future. It's not guaranteed that that is what's going to happen. It is generally the most likely thing that is going to happen if you do not intervene. But the second you start getting involved, that future can change, as always. So, the other mention, there was a brief plan. You know that you cannot teleport to Vortensar, and that the airspace over Vortensar for airships is heavily controlled. There are Valkyrian gunships and battleships there. So the plan that you arranged was you were going to infiltrate it via land. You were going to go basically in disguise and enter the city through its main gates and try and basically get into the city and figure out what you were going to do next. To aid you in
the
doing
canal system, that was another option.
Yes, there's a different entrances, ways that you could have taken it. One of which was be basically dropping into the sea and then swimming in via the water district. But there was a high risk to that one. This one is going to be more about disguising and deception, and things like that. And as part of that, you had arranged with the NPC commander Rin, who's kind of like helping you in Horizon, to have a specialist brought on board who is going to help you with magical disguises and things like that. That is pretty much the sort of background info. If there is anything else you would like to do, or I can jump straight in to...
So, Vortensar, pretty much at this point, completely locked off from the outside world, right? Do they have...
There is still... They are
messengers?
still accepting. They're still accepting Ganassi, who are returning to Vortensar, who wish to basically be taken to Ganas. So that it is still open, but only to Ganassi.
Okay.
Non-Ganassi are not being allowed in the city.
Yeah.
Messaging, generally, no. They're doing their own messenger. They're not allowing messengers in.
We have our own
controlling
messenger
that.
guild.
Oh, yeah, what's that called? Magic?
God, I felt that.
It is also a case of, they basically no longer trust Erois, and so they're handling things themselves. They also have the Valkyrian Empire, who's helping them with things like messaging and
Yeah, we
contacts
got
and supplies and
Big
stuff.
Daddy up there.
Yes.
Papa.
Papa Bane.
Speaking of which, oh no, we don't need to worry about communicating with him just yet.
No, that's for Atelicus.
That would be for
Yeah.
Atelicus. Although,
You can do many things. So, is there any other questions or things, or I can just basically jump into where I see the kind of session really beginning, like movie cuts to kind of moment.
okay, yeah.
That's kind of how I
Gearing
see it.
up, putting on makeup.
In which
I was-
case,
Well, you need to meet your specialist before that all goes down, I think.
I was wondering about whether or not to talk to family about going in.
I mean, yeah, that would be, this would be your time to do it, because otherwise we're basically going to be jumping to you guys being on the airship, making your way to Vornsar.
They're in Gusthaven though, so
They are, but you can take time, you can make arrangements. Like it doesn't.
guess we'd have time to teleport around.
Yeah, you have you have access to the Wayfinder's Guide. You have teleportation helm and things like that.
Well, also, I'm sure Danica would let me just
The Horizon has teleportation circles that go to Gusthaven. Like that won't take you any
What
time.
feels nice, to teleport. Like the Wayfinder's Guide is a bit rough.
No,
papery.
no, it's
A bit rough.
Papery,
it's the smoothest ride this side of
the Astral Sea.
the Astral Sea.
Good job.
Got you
Job.
back.
So yeah, Nova, if you want to, you can
Yeah,
obviously go and
I'd
talk to your
probably,
family.
if we had time, I'd check in with the fam lamb and be like, hey, that place I told you never to go back to, I'm going back to it.
Is that the gist of the conversation? You're basically just kind of letting them know what you're doing.
Yeah, that when we got them out of there, it was obviously because we didn't know what was happening, and I would update them on what has happened since, that it's locked down, that there's all this going on. I'd basically tell them everything, because this is Nova. She's an idiot still, but if you can't trust your
Do
family...
you tell them that Tornado is directly involved in like the Seekers and like leading this kind of resistance almost?
I don't know if I'd say the Seekers specifically, but I would say that Tornado is involved. Like, I'd be like, Tornado's in Vortensar, and that he has gotten himself involved. Because I don't think Nova would hide this from her immediate family.
So I think that you kind of find your family. They've been put up in a lovely house in Gusthaven. They kind of have access to it. Your family's been doing things to help Gusthaven as well. Like your mum's cooking for refugees that are being brought in and things like that. Your dad kind of being an artist and sort of not. There's not much he can do, but he's doing his best. He's like making. He's probably like making posters or something like that.
Posters.
Or print like
Prince
typefacing and
Aradan
things.
looking like
I don't. Yeah, maybe. But I think that when you go and speak to them, they listen with quite ashen faces. Like you can see that this news kind of hits them pretty hard, especially that Tornado is in the city and that it is under the control of this enemy of Erois, and everything you've told them about Callus and everything that's going to happen. Their ashen faces kind of look at you with sort of horror, and it's the first time you've probably seen your mum looking very scared. Like this is, and they're both at sort of a loss for words. Your mum is like, but is there should we go with you? Is there something we should be doing? I fear that, you and your friends, if you go there, obviously you can fight, but you're not going to fight people there, are you?
No. I've asked everybody. We can't. I can't. There's no way I could do anything, against our people. But also, if anything is done in anger or violence or aggression, that's going to close the Ganassi hearts even more.
And you see your dad like nodding along, like he very much believes in that and stuff. And he's just like, oh, that's good.
I want to resolve this as peacefully as I can. I'll be trying to get to Shansara, the kind of the orchestrator of this, as quickly as possible. Maybe see what...
You might... obviously I know you're very powerful, but she was, when we were there, she was pretty beloved by everybody and was very highly protected by the city guard and all of these soldiers and things like that. That will be quite difficult. Well, I suppose I should give you this at least, and she'll kind of give you a key, and it's the house key. It's like your house key to your home in Vortensar. I don't know if you still have yours, but just in case, here's mine.
Of course
just
I
in case you
have
need it.
mine.
Or if you need to give it to your friends or something, because we're not going to be going back there anytime soon. So the house is there. Hopefully it's all fine. We sort of locked everything up when we left, but we tried to just make it out that we were going to get supplies and things, and I don't know if they know that we left, and I don't know, but
I'll check, and I'll check the cafe as well. I did think about asking you to come, or if you wanted to come, but it's really not safe. Quill, he had this vision that when they activate the teleportation device, it's gonna shatter the city.
and you see like that, like they literally your mum grabs like your dad's hands, and like even your sister at this point is like, your sister at this point is like looking pretty scared, and like they kind of huddle together and like they're like, oh god, like the idea that their home, like this city that they've always known and has been in their family, being destroyed, like really shakes them to the core.
If I can, is there anything I can bring back? Probably only small items, but I can try my best.
Yeah, your mum basically writes a list.
Mum, I'm not.
Like starts like organising.
This
it.
is
Oh,
your
we need
entire.
on- we
This
need
is your
on-
entire kitchen. I can't bring your.
Oh,
No,
but
I can't.
I need my skillet and my wok. I can't do without those.
No,
and like,
I said small, Mum. I said.
well, then what? You can carry that on your back. I carried that thing all around the city once. It's fine. You can carry that.
Okay.
And she keeps it on there. Kitchen knives, like, and it's all like different things, but it's also like things like your dad's sketchbook, and, like, things like that. Like, you know, it's mementos, right? Nothing
Literally
too big.
everything in the house.
I think that there's like it starts off that way, and then you work with her like no.
I'm
The
not
one thing
gonna-
she won't say, like the wok is coming, like she's
Yeah.
like keep that one, that's hers.
Okay,
that
yeah, no,
and the
okay,
knives,
fine.
basically. And I think like for your dad, it's like sketchbooks, and like for your sister, it's like things that she was like projects that she was working on, like things like that.
You want homework? Are you turning into me,
It's
Aurora?
hobbies. It's my hobby stuff. I want
You're
my-
becoming rather like me that you're asking for your homework.
Okay, yes, sure. If that stops you reading it, yes, then don't bring those
Why
back.
shouldn't I read it?
No reason.
Well, now I'm definitely reading it.
Don't read it. That'd
You
be
know
gr-
I'm definitely
No,
reading
don't
it.
do that.
I'm definitely reading it.
And she just like gets annoyed with you. And then probably like a couple of little things like you know, some stuff for tornadoes and things like that as well to bring home. But yeah, they give you a list.
I can't promise, but I'll do my best.
Of course, yes. No, focus on focus on helping the city, obviously. But if you need to, these things it'd be good to keep them. But just be safe, and like she'll come up and like give you a hug, and you know your whole family gives you a hug.
I'll get Tornado out safe. I promise.
Oh, you better. That boy, he's in for a right cut. I'm going to beat him senseless when he gets back. Like, up to no good. I don't care what trouble he's into. He's gonna get. I'm gonna.
Is this what you
slap
said
his
when I
eyes.
left?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Not telling us where you were going and what you were up to and
I
all
did
this.
tell you where I was going.
Well, you left a note, but it was very
You
confusing.
knitted me this whole scarf.
It's very confusing, and I'm still. I was thinking of you off to.
Dad, tell her.
She did leave a note. Did. It's like, yeah, but yeah.
Senseless.
I'm going to punch him a lot.
I met Kim's mum.
Yeah.
Doesn't do
sorry.
that. Come on.
She might do though.
There's always the threat, but she's never said
That's
it.
exactly. Well,
She's
yeah,
never vocalized
He
it.
did beat me senseless. So.
yeah.
But he hasn't.
Yeah, I think that it's very hard for your family to really understand the scope of it in the same way you do. Like, they're listening to you and they believe you, but it's kind of, you can see that it's not really sinking into the depth that
Well,
you
it's
know it
hard,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, imagine like being told that your home city was going to blow up in
Yeah.
10 days, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And also, they know that they're just so outclassed here. Like, they are just a normal family.
They can't do anything.
They have nothing that they can do to help as much as they would like to.
Yeah.
So I think like the only thing your mum does is before you leave, you get given loads of packages of food.
Can I specifically ask for something spicy for Maximilian?
Yeah, she'll cook you up something. She'll like make a nice fire
I've
ganassi
got this
dish.
friend who's like a fire giant and he's really grumpy, but I think he needs some good spicy food.
Okay, I mean, how spicy should I go? Are we talking fire ganassi spicy
yeah,
or okay,
yeah.
okay? She'll
Full
go
on.
off and she'll cook up something like suitable and like yeah, and then she brings back food like stuff that she knows that the party have
everyone.
kind of liked and
See,
things
now
like that.
that's my mom.
She remembers like the last time she saw them, what they liked, and you know, there's probably a mix of like a certain package which is just for Quill because it's like, you know, bugs and
Rising.
stuff like
It's
candy
wriggling.
bugs
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's walking across the ground on its own.
But things like that, and like yeah, different things for everybody and stuff, and packages it all up, and yeah, that's like the one thing that, and it's probably what she spends most of the time doing, right? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
how she can feel useful and
I
stuff.
imagine they probably have a little bit of survivor's guilt as well, that they're on the outside of this while their friends, family, neighbors, you know, all of that are just like stuck in this. And
Yeah, and I think that like when you speak to them, you find out that they have got a small community of Ganassi who have chosen to stay in Gusthaven that they've spoken to and said, look, don't go, it's all lies, don't believe it. And they've managed to build up a small community of Ganassi that are going to stay in Gusthaven. But you know that it's they still know that the vast majority believe all this stuff that's being told to them, right? So yeah, you have that lovely little moment. You pick up the packaged food. Yeah, you can bring that back with you, all without taking too much time. I'm not going to take any time away. Like you can teleport back and to and fro pretty easily.
yeah, I'll get back and I'll start handing things out. Oh, Quill, package from my mum. Sentry, package from my mum. Lucius. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah, what would be everyone's kind of chosen? It doesn't have to be specific cuisine, but like what kind of food? Like would it be like a sweet, like like dessert?
Lucius
Lucius,
has a
or,
very
like,
mild palate, so it wouldn't be anything spicy.
imagine like for you, like kind of French style patisserie.
Oh yeah,
Cream,
like souffle
sugar,
kind
like
of stuff? Yeah,
macaroons.
yeah. right, nice. Some Ganassi style.
Air,
Yeah, it'd be like an air suit. Yeah.
air ganassi souffle.
Yeah, or like
Nice.
yeah, pancake or something like that. Like
can't
very,
drop it,
very
it just
frothy.
levitates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very smushy. Like, you put it down. What about so for Sentry? Because obviously food you don't eat. But is
Yeah.
there anything that you think you would have like pretended to for like Nova's mum or something, or like?
Maybe like something harkening back to like Solvin, but maybe like from like one of like the grand feasts, maybe like a turkey leg or something, like a glazed
Yeah.
like turkey leg that she's seen like other people around the table eating.
And
that
was
she's
like,
always
I like
wanted to.
that.
Yeah, I've seen people eat
That
that and
looks
enjoy it. Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
why. Well, the other thing I thought of was like maybe like tea, like a
Oh, a nice little
flask of
tea.
tea or something, like
Yeah.
warm tea or something, like Fire Ganassi warm tea or
Ooh,
something.
that'd be nice.
Or like Earth Ganassi, kind of like earthy, like rooty plant tea, maybe like a herbal tea. That could be quite good for Sentry as well.
Heartwarming.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And what
Lovely.
about for Quill?
Mealworm
Bugs?
muesli.
Yeah, mealworm muesli. So just like rolled oats,
Rolled
seeds,
oats, mealworms.
mealworms, delicious.
Are they dead or alive? They're probably a little bit alive.
Doesn't matter.
Just
Whatever
alive
you would
enough.
prefer.
yeah.
Both.
Yeah, Nova's mum's not squeamish. It's both. Maybe
Yeah.
like the dead ones are like glazed with like honey and stuff, so they're sweet. They're like a
Oh,
little bit
it's
of
like
like
a little bit of crunch with a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
They like burst in your mouth. Oh,
lovely and sweet.
oh
Taste
that's a
burst
good
and
It
stuff.
reminds me of
Mealy.
the Timon and Pumbaa bug scene. You know, they like eat all the different.
Delicious. Yeah.
Slimy. Yes, that's fine.
Perfect.
like
And then
dribbling
I'm sure
down the
Ayla,
side of
Ayla
my
will who is with you will get something in exchange.
A
as
big,
well.
a big ham hock thing.
Yeah, so maybe like two of them, one for Sentry, one for Ayla, thrown in there as well. Love it. And then yeah, Max gets a very spicy. You tell me, Kim, like what would be a suitable dish for Max? Like
So I saw my mum, and I said how you were missing food because all the food here is far too weak.
it's very bland.
And I asked her to make you this. It's a Fire Ganassi special. It's basically noodles, but with deep fried chilies in oil, like Szechuan oil. I mean, that's in real life. That's not Szechuan.
It'd be-
Szechuan
it'd be something else,
Yeah,
like
I'm imagining. Yeah.
Daisy
I'm
oil
imagining
or something like
in
that.
real life Szechuan cooking, which is all like dried chili,
red
deep fried,
and-
like in oil and peppercorns and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
He's like, well, I don't know what a noodle is. What is that?
It's like a long. Just eat it. Just look, unwrap it, eat it.
How does one eat it?
One of these.
He
but
has like
longer.
he has like a fork, and he'll
You can use the fork if you're used to the fork.
Yeah, he'll like, and he like, you know, he doesn't put it on a plate or anything like that. It's like he's used
In
to
a packet,
he's
yeah.
used to eating military rations, so he just like, and he eats very quickly. Very much a soldier's kind of like, you have food, you eat it as quickly as
Yeah, yeah.
possible, and like, you know, and you eat all of it. And yeah, like a couple of like mouthfuls, like just one mouthful, he's like, oh. Flavor, finally. And he's like, he chews it away. And I mean, you know how hot this is.
Yeah.
This is like the hottest thing that you
Yeah.
can get. And he just eats it comfortably, like polishes the whole thing, like licks the. He's just like delicious, absolutely
Finally,
brilliant.
some good fucking
Oh
food.
yeah, he's literally just like. Oh, I've never. There was something in there that I've never quite tasted before, but it was so beautiful flavors mingled together.
Probably the peppercorn.
I'm not used to the chewiness of the sort of the noodle, and that was different. I've never had something like that before. No, this was good. This was good. This is from your city,
My mum, yeah.
from your mother. Oh, well, I will have to ask for something again. This is the best thing I've eaten since I've come to Aroas.
She's gonna love that, and she's gonna love you. If you ever go to Gusthaven, go see my mum. She'll feed you right up.
Oh, it depends on if Lady Valor goes there, then I will follow. But for now, she is deep in her studies into Atelicus. I will be remaining here whilst you go to the city. Do keep in contact. If you need her, Quill, you have the ability to message Lady Valor. If we can offer any assistance, we obviously will. But we're going to focus on Atelicus. I wish you all the best.
Guys, Max looks happy.
I know.
He's like still got. He looks energetic. Like he looks like enthused. Like, oh, I've just had a tasty meal, and like, oh, that was actually really nice. It kind of reminds him a little bit of Gideon, and like he's like, yeah.
No, smile.
Wait, guys, this is perfect. Tell him a joke. He might laugh.
I don't know any.
Think of a joke.
He's like watching this conversation happen.
Be funny, someone. Just be funny on the moment.
I've never been funny in my life.
I'm not good on the fly. I have to set.
Ayla will say,
the right notes.
why did the owl fall out of the tree?
I don't
Why
from
why
like
did an
this.
owl fall out of a tree? Someone shot it with an arrow.
I don't like this joke.
That's the joke.
There were 3 guys. And
No, no. Actually, no. I kind of want him to tell this.
It's gonna be on for a
I
long time.
can't. It's gonna be about 10 minutes.
really long
It's
joke.
good though.
Yeah,
You
it's
tell the joke.
really good. I want to know what the audience response is because ours was.
I almost don't want that. This needs to become a legend, a myth that one day we'll tell it in a Q&A panel or at the end of the when we finish the campaign. Lucius
Oh, a
will
story
tell
of
us a joke.
3 men. So you tell the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
etc.
Is it a funny joke?
It is a funny.
That's
Max
the.
laugh.
No, it's not. It's really
It's
not.
hilarious.
It's the best
I'm
joke.
gonna roll a d20. 11 plus.
Yeah,
He
is
laughs.
Is it a great joke?
It's a 2. Does not laugh. I don't.
It's a niche
understand.
joke.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
niche joke.
understand.
We'll tell it
Right. With that done, anything else that you would like to do? Preparations you would like to make? And basically, this is like I'm giving you a free day.
Yeah.
Do we need any potions or anything?
Well, we need to disguise as Ganassi,
Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
I've got you
that's
covered
coming.
for that.
but like I'm also going to be all wings, not
I've got you
visibly.
covered.
Okay.
Don't worry about the disguise stuff. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I've got you covered on that.
Yeah, but do we
You
need
guys
any
requested a specialist.
worry
A
about
specialist. You
potions.
have.
potions?
Yes.
What about-
potions?
What about beyond the point of disguise when we're actually at the gate? Is there anything we should expect?
That's a good idea.
What?
Like, I mean, there's seems to be some kind of check letting
There
people
will be a
in.
checkpoint. You will have to like pass
Well,
an inspection.
I don't. We never had checkpoints before. I don't know.
Okay.
So I assume some sort of like check that we're local citizens.
Hmm.
Maybe our house. We could use your house.
I don't know how.
Party Novus.
Party Novas.
No.
I will say you don't have to. You don't have to be from the city. They're accepting any Ganassi across Erois. Like you
As
don't
long
have
as
to
we
live in the city. As long as you are Ganassi.
Gness.
I-
And they don't
yeah.
have magical means to see through it.
We've never had to do that before. I've never been there when we have. You know, I don't know if they have identification cards or what. You just go in.
Well, but there must be Ganas that have never lived in Vortensar.
Yeah, but
so
we
there
don't
must
have-
be what kind of checks would there be?
I don't
suppose
know.
some way of seeing through disguises would be one thing. How do we bypass that?
Well, we have a specialist. I'd put my trust in Rain finding someone to help us with those disguises.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rain even mentioned the last time you kind of had this conversation, Horizon has a higher percentage of magic users in their guards. He would say a large city like Vortensar probably won't be able to have like mages at every checkpoint, like checking for magical disguises. It will probably be a lot more of a mundane checkpoint, right? Like, who are you? Like, it'll be questions. It'll be like checking you, see if what are you bringing into the city. Like, you will need a story. Like, if you're just like, we want to come to Ganas, that might be a problem. So like having like a story is a really good idea. Like having some sort of established why you traveling together, like that kind of stuff is a good idea.
Where in the world have we seen a lot of Ganassi outside of Vortensar?
Not a lot, but they tend to be scattered everywhere, right? Like you get like pockets of them here and there, kind of like, and mainly because they've gone out seeking other opportunities, right? Like maybe they wanted to start a business in another city because Vortensar's pretty busy and it's lots of Ganassi. Then maybe they wanted to take a Ganassi craft to another place and like sell it as a unique thing. Maybe they were artisans who have like desired skills and got offered a job in another place, kind of stuff like that. So they do tend to get like, they're not all condensed into this one place. You could be like, oh yeah, we're all from Savona, we're all from Goldthrone, and we're looking to go back home. Like, you could do that. That could be a good story. But you just need to like, you might want to think of names, stuff like that.
Maybe.
We don't need names.
Well, I can help with that once we get the disguises, because obviously the names follow the kind of
Oh.
the names
Clever.
follow the element that you are.
Okay.
So there's no point me helping with names at the moment because I don't know what kind of element you are.
Okay.
But we could almost use our own story. Remember Imixan when we all got on that I almost said spaceship. Airship. I was thinking about space. Space is in my name. When space.
Is it?
I'm getting really flustered.
Nova
okay, it's okay.
Space Vija?
You breathe. You've got this. We first met at Imixan at the port when we got on that airship to go to Goldthrone. We could say that we are Ganas that met at Imixan to get, but we heard that something was happening and we wanted to return home to Vortensar, and we just happened to be travelers and we met up together.
Imixan is also in the continent of Gisela, which is currently under Valkyrian control. So it would be like it would make sense that you would be coming from there.
Now you say we heard of something. Has there been messaging going out for a return of all Ganas to
A great question.
Vortensar? That one that
I don't
we
know.
somehow avoided?
If there has, I haven't got that memo.
I mean, it would probably make sense that you didn't get that.
I don't know why they didn't invite me home.
Yeah, you don't know.
Maybe we were already on our airship doing our travels when
We
the
had-
messaging was
yeah.
going out.
I mean, you all know that the message that Callus did, which basically declared what was going to happen to Erois, like lay down your arms and surrender, and you can join my empire, blah blah blah. That was like projected all across Erois. Like that was
Yeah.
shared
Okay.
worldwide.
So
by
maybe
magic.
we can say we saw Starbane's call, message, thing, and decided to return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Did you want to buy things like potions and stuff, or?
Yes.
All right. What kind of things are you looking for?
I think
money
we need some
do we-
potions of healings. I think we used a lot
Yeah,
of
all
those
of mine
last
are
time.
out.
Yeah, like let me get a kind of like check on. I can't say what Ayla has. I'm not going to check her inventory. But who's got what already?
I got none.
You got nothing at all.
No, used it
None.
all.
Yeah.
I have a supreme healing potion, a death
Pretty
ward
good.
scroll,
Wow.
a divination scroll, a cure wound scroll, a potion of greater healing, cure
Wow.
wounds level 1.
So it's mainly you've got a potion of greater healing and a potion of superior healing.
I have one of every kind of potion.
What? So
Healing
you've got
wise.
standard,
Yeah.
greater,
Supreme.
supreme, and
Pretty
superior.
crap, dude.
Oh, I
So
don't
you've only
have
got the superior.
superior.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to buy a superior potion.
Do you want to share some of
Collect
those
the whole
out?
set.
I can do if people need them.
I have a single
Be honest,
potion
I-
of healing.
Yeah.
Regular
I have-
healing potion.
I have no
Regular.
healing potions.
You got nothing. I think Ayla's probably got like maybe a standard or a greater or something like that.
I've got 2
Okay.
psychic resistance and 1 poison potion.
Okay. If you want potions of healing, here in Horizon, there's various alchemists and things like that. You also, actually no, Rosemeadow isn't here anymore. Hope isn't here anymore. She's gone off. So I think that without Hope and with Azaria being focused on the Astoria stuff, you're kind of relying on sort of more common alchemists and
Local
stuff like that.
vendors.
Local vendors, who aren't going to be able to
visit.
provide you as powerful healing potions.
I've got the Feywild button right here.
You could go and visit Rosemeadow. Yeah, absolutely.
Oops!
Do you think
Pressed
she's
it!
had time? She might
Yeah,
have
you,
had
pre- do
time.
you,
Will
press,
vanishes.
do you press the button?
No, I
Tom Scott.
don't.
In Vortensar, you'll be able to buy up to 4 regular and 2 greater healing potions. Is about
In
the best
Vortensar.
in Horizon. Sorry, not
In
Vortensar. In
Horizon.
Horizon. But that's the best you're going to
We
get.
may as well do that,
Yeah.
Okay,
How much would that
just
be?
in case.
that would be for you guys. What did I say? 4 regular, 2 greater. So that would be 200, 250. Let's say 700 gold total for all 6.
Just under half our current count of gold.
Yeah, that's right, because you invested it all with Azaria.
Wisely,
Stonks.
What
That's gonna
happened
come
to
back.
the fridge as well?
Oh yeah, how's that going?
I gave that to Zimzam Zimbalor.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's going to get back to me in a couple of weeks when he's done. No, 1 week.
How do you want to split those potions out?
Uh-huh.
All right. So, Quill,
hold
somebody
them all?
needs to write them down because if
Yeah.
you don't write them down right now, you do not have them.
I've written
And ideally, put them on D&D Beyond rather
It's
than
like
on
we
the-
hand over the money and the potions go into our hands, and then you just
I
just let them
If
smash
you
on the
go
floor.
to manage
just
inventory,
forget they
then you
exist.
should just be able to add them all Sentry. So it sounds like Sentry's carrying all the potions.
Someone
Got
give
my
me
potion bag.
Someone give me a potion.
Okay, what would you like? Regular or a greater?
2 greaters, 4 regulars?
Greater.
A greater for Nova? Okay.
So
So
add that to
one
your D&D Beyond inventory. So that's 1 less in the
Yep.
group.
Greater healing.
Wait, why are we buying these? I could have shared out one of my 7 greaters.
For fuck's sake. So much.
Lucius, what would you like?
I just have a regular potion
Regular
of
for
healing,
Lucius?
so I'll take another one. Yes,
So you have
Okay.
2 regulars now.
because my
I'll let you guys can sort this out while I
do
kind of
this
like
another time.
yeah. Well, you can do it as I'm sort of like describing
Yeah.
other stuff.
Can I have my goggles of night back?
Hell no. Oh, actually, yeah, you probably should. Well,
I've put it back on my inventory, thank you.
okay,
You've lost them. Take them off, please.
they are just off my face.
Yeah, Squishy's having them.
I think one thing, I can't remember if we did this. I know that because Katie's not here, but I know that after we finished the fight, because you took the twin blades, there was a discussion about having Azaria power up Ayla's hammer. Because Katie's not here this week, because Valor can basically teleport Katie to you when you guys get to Vortensar, do you want to I could have her like basically leave her hammer behind, but I need you guys to like confirm if you think Katie will be okay with this, like leaving the hammer behind so Azaria can power it up and then send the hammer to Ayla when it's ready, basically.
Just as
Yeah,
this.
it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
like-
mention it.
Just waits.
Just waits forever. Do you think that that's a wise
I
thing?
mean, I think
Because
so.
Azaria's got like 20,000, 30,000 that you invested with her, I think.
20.
20,000 gold. So, and Azaria will be like, yeah, we can
10.
definitely power this up.
I think it was 10.
And then when Katie comes back, I'll talk to her obviously about it. But and we can. I'll tell you what. If Katie's like, no, I don't want to do that, we'll just retcon it and say that she
Yeah.
didn't leave it.
She had it,
10,000 gold.
and
Right,
yeah,
cool. We'll leave it for now, and then
20.
we'll say
was
that she's
10.
left it for Azaria's power
It
up.
was 10.
Right. Thank you, Kim.
Inspiration?
So no,
I've already got it.
don't do inspiration.
I've got one.
Can I have another potion?
You've got one because you did something particularly like you fucked everyone else over, and I was like, "You can, good boy,
Oh,
good
yeah.
little traitor."
I've just fucked everyone over though
Nah, it's fine.
with my honesty.
No. To be honest, you don't have inspiration anymore. Take it away. Nobody has inspiration.
But can I do one last check and use it?
No.
I've held on to it for so long.
What check do you want to do?
Perception. I want to see how good I look in the mirror.
Okay, sure.
Do you want to
There
see
you go.
where Zeus's
With advantage,
ears?
perception check.
Okay. Cool.
Just because, like, the problem is until there's a good system for inspiration, I don't really want to use it until there's like a better inbuilt rules system.
37.
37. Every detail. Every pore, every like not pore, every like
God!
every what do they call it, like
Little feather?
every part of the feathers. I
Yeah.
don't know what to call it, but you look good.
Quill, every quill.
Every quill
Every quill on my quill.
in perfect place. You look great.
I look great.
Yeah.
But I saw everything.
Fresh from a sand bath.
Yeah.
You
Is this
saw
how everyone sees
bacteria
me?
on your skin.
Yeah.
The little bugs that live in your eyebrows.
Lovely.
The little
What?
mites. The little
Alright.
mites. You know, you got mites in your eyebrow right now.
Fuck off.
Birdie eyebrows.
I don't want this to be a full shopping episode. Is there anything else? Potions? Everyone's happy with potions?
Mirror.
I'm happy.
All right.
I think
in
it's
that
time
case,
for Lucius to visit a tailor and get a new line of clothing for this season.
Oh.
do you want to hold off on that? 'Cause
No, I'm
the-
joking.
no, also, because the specialist is you. Yeah.
Is here.
And
Oh.
Nina will murder you.
That's. I mean, we
What a
got
whole
to
new
change
look.
Nova's weapons anyway. So.
I know.
Fine. So with that then, here's the sequence of things, right? You guys, Commander Rain has secured. You can't take the Storm Chaser as your airship because it will be recognized. Rain and Arvel, your good friend Arvel Dagus of the Dagus Trading Company, have arranged to have a transport, an unmarked transport airship, which is slower, take you to basically towards Vortensar and drop you off just outside the city, right? That way it won't raise up any suspicions. On the day you leave, Rain brings an individual to meet with you, to travel with you. I'm assuming that it's going to be the four of you, Ayla, and then this specialist. You don't want to bring any other NPCs with you on this mission. You basically want to go as is.
Harry.
Unless, because if you want to be like, hey, we want to take Arvel with us, like, tell me
the
now.
more people we bring,
Yeah.
the
It's-
riskier.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you obviously then have access to their skills and resources
Yeah.
and stuff. But
We
yes.
need non-Ganassi.
Alright.
We need Ganassi.
Yeah. So, and you don't really have any.
No.
All right. So in that case, as you are approaching this, pretty standard freight airship, it has like some really boring name, like the Grey Hustler or something like that.
A hustler.
The Grey
Grey Mare.
Hustler. It's got a fairly bog standard crew. Rain has basically made sure that Horizon has paid them to like basically take you and drop you off. You're to be left alone. You have like a whole quarters. You basically have the crew quarters to yourselves. But you basically he'll turn and say, I would advise you to stay in those crew quarters. Try not to go up and mingle with the crew so much. Just try and keep to yourselves. Keep a low profile until you arrive there. And allow me to introduce you. We spoke about hiring a specialist. It's taken me, luckily they were here in Horizon already, but I had a few contacts point me in their direction. Let me introduce you to, and then they are going to introduce you to.
Zim Zam Zimbalol.
The person they introduce you to, when you first see them, it is difficult to ascertain. They look fairly non-binary, right? Their appearance. They have. Let me find their description. They're human. They have short hair on one side, like buzz shaved, and then it grows long and kind of like flows down to the side.
Hey.
Very much, yeah, they've stolen Kim's haircut. They have soft facial features and quite feminine lips, but they have quite hard eyes and a chiseled jaw.
Hey.
And they have no facial hair, no piercings, no tattoos. They wear a tailor's outfit. They basically have like a vest with like a kind of measuring tape wrapped around their wrist. They have like
Lucius's
very tight
eyes light up.
pants. They have like very tight kind of like riding trousers, but with no sort of definition of anything there. They have like tall boots. They have like a little short leather vest and a little jacket with sort of almost like a mantle kind of like flowing down behind them. Looks very, very well dressed. But apart from like their haircut, there's really nothing about them which stands out. They could easily blend into a crowd.
Yep.
It's default NPC.
And yeah, but very sort of like, you know, androgynous and sort of non-binary in that kind of appearance. And Commander Rain will say, Storm Chasers, allow me to introduce Kay Avalon. And Mr. Avalon, or actually I should just say Kay. Kay will bow and they will say, "Well, these are the ones you want me to work with, Commander. Yes, if you would, please, as per our payment agreement." Well, very well. You've paid me fully enough. Greetings. My name is Kay Avalon. I will be your tailor, your persona creator. Let us make something clear. I do not like the word disguise. We are not creating disguises. We are creating masks. We are creating personas. I will also be attempting to, I'm not sure of your skills as performers and actors and actresses, but I will also be trying to offer you some assistance in that regard as well, to enable you to better live out the identities that we create for you. I have some magical abilities, and I will be working with you on costumes and outfits and clothing and the like as well.
And you'll assist in the full persona of this character as well.
In crafting it, that is my speciality, my sir, yes. I help individuals create and forge new identities, or reshape their existing ones.
Well, we have a little bit of experience playing B&B, so I think we'll be okay.
No idea
right.
what that is.
Bakers and blacksmiths.
Yes.
I'm afraid so. Is that a play?
Kind of. It's a game where you... It's okay.
Very
You
well.
win.
My
Well,
character died twice.
Got washed away in a river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a tragic event. Nonetheless, I'm not sure if you have some experience that would be useful, but I will ascertain your level of competency. Are there any allergies I need to know about? Allergic to any sort of unguents or chemicals?
Don't think so. Only like really, the pokey wool and that sort of thing. I like fine silks and.
Very well,
soft
I will
things.
factor that into your persona that we forged for you then, sir.
Lining.
What was your name?
Lucius Viren Elwin Elanaster.
From Sky City, I'm assuming.
Gusthaven, yes.
Gusthaven. Lord Elanasto?
If you must.
Well, it's just only appropriate.
Lord, yes.
Lord Elanasto.
Captain as well.
I will factor that into your... Do you prefer Lord or Captain?
Your
Current identity, of course.
Captain is
Very well.
good.
Captain
yes.
Elanasto. I will factor that in. We can make sure that we provide you with a persona that... We want to find personas and identities for you that will feel natural. That will enable you to better perform and better to convince others you are who you say you are. So if you are used to a certain lifestyle and way of presenting yourself, we will try and endeavour that in. Now, I'm to understand, you must be Miss Nova, the one I was informed about.
What gave it away?
Yes. My understanding, Commander Rain has been light on the details, some sort of secret mission or some such, I don't know. I am led to believe that everyone must be Ganassi or something to do with these, what do they call them?
Valkyrian.
Yes, the Valkyrian soldiers. Now, I'm afraid I don't have pre-made armor of this Valkyrian empire or the like. But if you can give me a description, I can create clothing similar. But I will be mainly focusing on Ganassi where possible.
It's probably best if we all go Ganassi, because I feel like if we split and have some of us as Valkyrian troops, that's going to get real
They might have
confusing.
more information about the Valkyrian armies and where they're stationed and what they should be doing. I assume.
That would be preferable to me as well. Ganassi will be slightly easier, as I'm not familiar with these Valkyrians as such. Yes, well, I'm ready to go. Do you have everything you need? You are packed? You are ready for your secret mission?
I mean, I'm already a Ganassi.
Very well.
Okay.
I guess sit back.
Oh, you do not intend to take on a new identity?
I mean, I probably should, but I'm curious as to how that's going to happen to me.
Yours will obviously be less involved. We will keep you as you seem to be an air Ganassi?
I'm mixed.
My
Air and
apologies.
water.
My apologies. Air and water. In that case, we will keep you in that elemental configuration, but it will be more your persona, your hair, your clothing, your visual appearance, that sort of thing. We will try and change.
We should draw this so that we have,
Sketches would be
a
useful.
permanent
Yes.
memento.
I'm terrible at drawing.
Yes.
Well, we can arrange this. We have several days ahead of us, and we will use that time to forge this new persona.
Sorry, where are my manners? And Lucius goes into a robe and finds a secret pocket, and he dips into it and pulls out a tiny little cylinder, and he pops the end, and takes out a tiny scroll, and then hands it over, and it's all of Lucius's measurements down to the millimeter.
He rolls it up. They roll it up expertly, and they pull their little vest aside, and they just place it next to the space of the inside of it, and it vanishes. And he goes like, perfect. That is wonderfully useful. Thank you, Captain. Very
I
useful.
may-
The rest I will have to. I'm assuming I will have to measure for the rest.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah,
no,
I've done eye measurements, but you're probably more accurate.
Yeah. Well, I don't wish to second guess your measurements, sir, but I may just.
Please, you're the specialist. I'm the captain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very well. I will go and set myself up in the quarters of the cabins. We will deal with you one by one, I assume, or would you prefer to do this as a sort of group activity?
Well, I suppose if we're going to get our story straight,
Probably group.
get to know each other,
Yes,
our new
we should
selves.
know each other.
Let us make the initial consultation a group activity, and then I may spend some time with you one-on-one to develop your personas.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
Do you have measurements? Like blueprints or something? I don't know how it works.
I don't. I've only ever been measured for my tunic, but
No, I
No,
was just wondering if that's.
Well,
how it works.
we will figure it out anyway. Kay will make themselves. They basically just step onto the ship and begin making themselves comfortable. They don't have any luggage. They don't have any sort of trunks or anything with them. They are literally just wearing their clothing and make their way onto the ship.
Lucius just assumes that they've already put their trunks, heaves of fabric, all that sort of stuff. It must be somewhere in the ship, right?
Maybe.
Is it an airship?
It is an airship, yes.
Freight ship.
Air
Spaceship.
freight ship.
What did I call it? The grey something?
Grey.
Hustler.
Grey Hustler. I was
Yeah.
like, the Grey Shuffler? No, Grey Hustler. Grey Shuffler is a better name. Maybe I should call it that. But yeah, you make your way, I'm assuming you guys make your way on board, and we
Yeah.
will set off.
Yeah.
All right.
I suppose.
That 10 days is going to get cut down to 7 days, as it takes 3 days to fly there.
No.
As you are flying, you spend those 3 days working with Kay Avalyn. The first time when you kind of get on board, you go and find your own quarters, maybe put your own things down or like get things set up, and you find that the larger quarters have been taken over by Kay. And they've been set up almost with several chairs, a desk, but really not much else. When you enter, Kay is in the process of using magic to conjure a secret chest, much like Quill can, which
refuses to.
appears as a gilded wardrobe. And as they open it, it actually extends outwards, and you can see mirrors built into the sides of it. You can see various scissors and fabric rolls, and it's like a costumer's kind of cabinet of delights.
We're going to be like
with-
Woody in Toy Story 2, aren't we?
Maybe.
Painting varnish on your eyeball.
When you step in, Kate will say, yes, welcome, my dears, come and take a seat. Do you prefer, is this appearance of mine suitable to you, or would you prefer something else? Something that you may find more comfortable?
Wait, you
or-
can change it on a whim?
Yes, of course, yes. Well,
I'd say
fine.
without
Okay.
a word, you watch as their features morph and shift very quickly.
Change.
And Kay becomes a very glamorous, beautiful half-elven woman. The hair grows on both sides until it spills down her now back. The clothing that she's wearing is still the same tailor's outfit, but she tugs on it and it immediately shifts to a very quite sexual, kind of like flirty version of the same outfit. And nails grow on the fingers, brightly colored, like completely shifts. And the person, hello, my dears. You can call me Kayla. Is this more suitable, or would you prefer something else?
Quite distracting.
Oh, very well. Perhaps something for the captain then. Changes again. The body this time shifts, and as it shifts, she now tugs on the outfit again, and it becomes a older sky elf, an older high elf. Very regal-looking, grey-haired, fine moustache. The outfit changes into more like a regal suit, and sort of like changes. And again, the demeanor changes. Much stronger jaw, fine elven ears.
How close to my dad is this?
No, he looks different to your dad. This guy, he's kind of almost like a Sam Neill, or like a.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
and he's just like, Lord Cavill at your service. Would this be more appropriate?
Well,
I think they're all good with me.
yeah.
Whatever's more comfortable for you.
Oh well, if there is no preference, then he'll look around and.
not at all.
Very well.
This is more a test of the abilities that you have.
Yeah, I
Changes back into the original form that you met them as, this kind of more androgynous, non-binary
I
character.
don't know if it's insulting to ask, but is this one your true form?
not insulting, perhaps a little ignorant, but no, I'm not
wow.
personally offended. This is not.
I am.
This is not my truest form. I'm afraid that we do not know each other well enough for me to show you that.
Oh, okay.
My birth form is what I would call it. This, however, is the form I present myself as most of the time. Kay Avalyn is who I associate myself with in my business and my friendships and such like. But we would have to be family or much more intimate for you to know my birth form.
Okay.
And unless you're making that offer, sir.
No.
I did not think
Suddenly,
so.
I'm very distracted.
Good. But yes, I am what some folk call a changeling. I am able to shift my form as I see fit.
I knew it.
Yes, you've probably heard of us before.
Wonderful.
Yes, but this is why I specialize in this particular area. My folk have a long history of those individuals that you met that I changed into. We call them our masks, and they are true personas. They are not disguises. I do not like this word. This is an element of deception and trickery involved. They are reflections of who we are, and that is why I specialize in helping others. I've learned various magic and various skills over my time to assist. I've worked with many clients, some governments, some lords and ladies who had. I even once worked for a famous assassin to change his form after he was in some spot of trouble in the lowlands.
Okay.
Oh, they paid very well, of course.
All right.
You didn't work for a female assassin.
I've worked with many different people. My lord, you would need to give me a name or at least
Brookstone!
a description. Brookstone. The name does not ring a bell, I'm afraid.
Norfear, Moonstar.
Norfear, Moonstar, Norfear does ring a bell. Something a few decades ago, perhaps, I think. Needed
Back in the day.
disguise, yes. This would have been almost 40 years ago, I think.
Well, checks out.
Yes. But anyway, the reason I ask for the forms is some people do find other forms more comfortable. So I just wish to make sure that you are fine. That is enough about me. Let us talk about you.
Us, or who we're going to be us?
Well, there needs to be a little bit of both, my dear.
Okay.
Aarakocra. Your name, sir. The name of Nova was the only one that was given to me. I'm afraid I don't know who you are. I've heard that you're some sort of famous heroes or some such, but...
Well, I am Keelakad Kalar. I am a messenger of the Aarakocras.
I don't think I've ever worked with an Aarakocra before. This will be something of a challenge,
I
one
was
I'm
gonna
quite
ask.
keen on.
Many extremities, this
Yes,
wing,
no,
which is
I have an
masterfully
idea.
crafted.
I do have an idea. I was informed that there was an Aarakocra. I have an idea. You will need to be flexible. Obviously, your condition means that there are limitations into the type of persona we can craft for you.
I have had many injuries over this journey, so we'll see how flexible I can be.
He's quite brittle.
Oh, I do not mean physically flexible. Flexible in your viewpoint.
Oh, okay, okay.
We'll come to that. We'll come back to that. Your name, my dear?
I'm Sentry.
Sentry.
Yes.
You are a guardian, yes?
Yes, I am. Guardian of Solvin.
Another challenge. I've never worked with a guardian before. Surprisingly, I think you may be
Very
one of...
tall.
She is, but I think you may be one of the easiest, actually.
Oh, really?
Your face, it doesn't seem to move. Is that
No.
set? You can't control
I
that?
can't control that, no. My eyes can glow, though, and I turn them on and off.
Well, let's not do that when you're in your identity. But yes,
Imagine like the human form of that is just your eyes just disappearing and reappearing.
Like you're possessed.
Oh my god.
you do not possess any sort of illusory magic, do you, Sentry? You don't
No.
have the ability to create illusions or such.
No, I do not.
This will be a challenge. Never fear. Kay Avenir never strays away from a challenge. We will find something. And you, my dear, the wild elf, the brute one, Kayla. Oh, a woman of few words, I see. Still, very well. Yes, well, very good, very good. Now, do you have an idea in mind of a persona that you wish to embody in this endeavor, this secret mission that you are on? I'm told that I'm supposed to accompany you in the city in case there are some matters. I will point out now, I will not be engaging in any sort of shenanigans or roughhousing or the like. I will be keeping as far away from such matters as possible. I will be on hand to assist you with your identities, and that is all.
Oh, of course. Yes, we
Good.
wouldn't expect.
Very much hoping that shenanigans and combat is far from what we end up in.
Excellent. We are of the same mind then. Excellent. So, any ideas of something you would like to be, perhaps?
Well,
This man seems a creative sort.
yes, I've boiled it down to like roughly 10 ideas or so. But
Give me your top 2.
Okay, top 2. So I was thinking maybe we all came. We had an idea of all having already met at Imixan. And,
Established friendship. Excellent. Good.
Yes, we established that, and then we got the word out from Starbane himself that Vortensar is everything's in lockdown, and Vortensar is preparing to move and is working. So
You've felt the call of home.
felt
You
the
wish to
call.
return to the city and travel
Yes.
to this unknown place. Very good. Very good.
So I felt like maybe I was like a deck swab or something like that, with aspirations or something like that. And I've always wanted to return to the birthplace of my people, having never been there myself, or even seen the statues.
An excellent motivation. A contradiction, if I may.
Oh.
You wish to have fine fabrics and clothing. It will not sit with a deck swab's role.
I need that.
Then I would
So-
suggest we find you a more, perhaps, a skilled artisan. Do you have any skills or talents in craft or a painter? Or,
No.
We greatly value opera and performance.
are you a singer or a musician or a dancer?
No, I'm not a singer. I tried.
I mean, are you? What's your? Do you have any ranks in performance? Do you have any? Because you've got a good charisma.
Yeah,
Like you'd be confident as a performer.
I'm confident,
but do you have
I'm
any training in
tone-deaf.
performance? Okay, so no training in performance then.
No,
But
not
your
so-
performance is
My
pretty high.
performance is good, but I'd say
It's a plus.
in a musical sense.
What would you say then? What do you think is a skill you could bring to this character? Something genuine.
Maybe we can work in my second idea as a thespian.
Now that does seem to be an
Yeah,
actor.
I hit the stage and
a stage-
touring on an airship.
And you've traveled to Roas, you've learned
Yes.
so much, but now you
Yes.
wish to see a world beyond, to conquer new stages, perhaps bring tales of this foreign world back to your home world.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, I like this. Judging by your persona, did you think of an element for the Ganassi?
Oh, what would you think would be a suitable element?
I mean, all 4 elements are involved in the arts.
Was opera, for example? What would that?
Think less of your people, more of you know this man as a friend.
What would suit me?
I know a little of the Ganassi people.
Oh,
I've
the
read
person
something.
I'm becoming, the thespian.
I would say air would suit you. Graceful, light.
We are of a similar mind. My thought was also of an air Ganassi. It will also be the easiest to work with your existing hair and proportions to give you a sort of light, airy feeling. So yes, an air Ganassi thespian or performer of some sort.
Yes.
Very highly
see it
trained, very rich, very wealthy, has done well in your career.
Well, I'll have
A
to
leading
work on that. No, I'm joking. I was very wealthy. I know exactly what that's like.
Very good. Very good. I'm assuming you have the funds to live that sort of lifestyle as a
Did.
individual.
I did, but I'm not allowed to carry the money anymore.
Well, then that is something perhaps for one of your companions to think about. Perhaps an existing relationship with this gentleman, somebody who could act as a servant or an assistant or some such.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I was just looking at you.
Do you think I
Do you
should
have
be,
something of a similar
Or maybe
relationship
an
already
agent.
existing?
an agent?
Oh, an agent could be good.
Well, I was a little worried about the thespian
manager.
taking arts to an. Would they not, if someone asks of previous plays you've written or acts, performances, do you have any prepared?
Many.
Yeah, okay. Why would we, as who we are, be traveling with a thespian and, well, whoever this Ganassi will turn into?
We could all be a ragtag bunch that met at
Maybe.
Elixan with similar destinations, but not the same career paths.
Yes, you do not necessarily all need to have known each other for very long.
Okay.
But
What
it will help if you are. I will also say this: if there are those amongst you who are less confident in your ability to perform and to pretend, I would suggest basing your this persona, this identity, much to what you are as you are now. If you do not think that you are very good at pretending, if you already have an existing relationship, if you are already friends, try and incorporate that into your character concept.
If I could make some suggestions, Vortensar is, well, I guess a fairly cultural city. We love the arts, we love performances, opera, theatre, but also sports. We're famous for Battle of the Elemental Mountain, sky jousting. Well, we didn't
create sky jousting, but we have sky jousters.
I think that this is something you and you, pointing at Ayla, should listen very much intently into. I do not think that this one needs to worry
Food.
so much.
Food is a very important element as well. We have culinary competitions. My mum is a champion of
both.
several.
I had mealworm muesli earlier. I just had a particularly good nasty
Well, if something that may help then. With your
Academia.
academia.
that would be very wise.
The Atlas Academy is very prestigious and famous.
Oh, okay.
If this may help, allow me one thing. With your proportions and your form as an Aarakocra,
Yeah.
we will be unable to rely on physical